George, Jorge Rodriguez, big producer guy. He's uncircumcised. George, Jorge Rodriguez, cryptic son of a bitch. Don't give him no shit. With the boss like Neil, he's got a great deal. Free food and a brand new set of wheels. If you got the balls to give him a call, just remember that he won't take your crap. He's George, Jorge Rodriguez, clean as he can be. You won't find no cheese. Don't give him no.
QAM, what do you want?
George, Jorge Rodriguez, cryptic son of a bitch.
Oh, he's a little guy, kind of funny looking.
Get the hell out of my way, I'm going to put my head between my legs and try and kill myself to death. I'm pulling it in the cockpit to go on a dive and crash the plane. I've eaten my last piece of Allah. Praise Allah. I'm flying like an Egyptian. I'm flying like an Egyptian. Hey everybody, look at me, I'm flying just like a Kennedy. Good day to die, and I stink, so I'm offering into the drink. I could use a bath anyway. Oh, yeah. I'm flying like an Egyptian. I'm flying like an Egyptian. Everybody hold your breath. Here we go! Praise Allah!
Fabulous 57, the bright spot on your dial.
Well, baby, tonight we could do something naughty, and you can rest your body right below my baby blues. It'll be a delight. And I don't care how much you weigh, you can relax and stay all day, 'cause I'm enjoying the view. Just like a diver under the ocean, sometimes I find it hard to get some air. Oh, but sit back and enjoy the fluid motion. Just imagine to yourself that my chin's a rocking chair. Just sit on my face. Just sit on my face. Just sit on my face, face to face. Just sit on my face, face to face. Wrap your legs around real tight, like you're riding in a rodeo, so I can't hear the radio, and I'll show my gratitude. We can do it all night. Then maybe you could turn around and you could work your way on down, and I'd zip my fly way down and do whatever you choose. Just like a diver under the ocean, sometimes I find it hard to get some air. Oh, but sit back and enjoy the fluid motion. Just imagine to yourself that my chin's a rocking chair. Just sit on my face. Just sit on my face. Just sit on my face, face to face. Just sit on my face, face to face.
12:04. Wow. SoFloRadio.com. I should put some headphones on. The George Rodriguez Show with tens of listeners. That's what Adam Kirshner said anyway. How you doing, Adam? What does it sound like today? I know the levels are moving. Can we hear ourselves in the speaker? Got Boca Britt over here.
Hi, everybody.
And a cast of characters. Dan, Rugby Dan, just show them your bald spot there for a second. Just lean in. There it is. God, just you know what? You totally affect the white balance on the camera when you do that.
We're going to have a choreographed haka dance later on coming up in the show.
Completely white out the camera over there. I'm trying to figure out where this hiss is coming from. I don't need that. I need a nice Skype line. First George Rodriguez show from the Palatial News Studios. That we would have played that ID that you made, Chris, but whatever, we didn't. We'll do it next time because this thing needs to be. Oh, Boca actually figured it out. There's one in a row for Boca, because that's usually me that's figuring out the technical difficulties. And we have some new victims, some new members of the SoFlo Radio family, and just coincidentally, they both wear dreadlocks. I had no idea.
Sort of.
Well, what do you mean, sort of? Who's fake? What does that mean?
I guess I would be the fake one.
Is that a fall?
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty bad stereotyping there, George. Those braids.
Well,
Those are braids.
they're
Oh.
braids,
Yes.
also known as plaits in
Oh.
the urban community.
Yes.
Oh, they are braids, actually, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You know, from a distance. Well,
Big
you know,
fupa.
black people, all your hair looks the same.
Yeah,
to
we
us.
all look like that. Yeah.
No, but your hair does.
Oh, okay.
It's people are gonna think that we did this by design. It's like, I know you just want to talk about Trayvon Martin, and so you have to like load the studio up with some people of color so that you don't seem like a racist. Now, first of all, very presumptuous of everyone. You don't know what I'm gonna say.
It's very equal opportunity of yourself.
Well, it wouldn't be appropriate to play Sister Nappy Hair.
Wow, what's that coming from? Oh, that's the she play fired off automatically. How do you like that? There's Alan. Alan's gonna be calling in. Alan, I was talking about him before the show. Drives me freaking crazy. Everything seems to be working over here.
I got to
Which is
tell you,
surprising.
these studios are just unbelievable. The
Palatial.
palatial isn't the word for it, and plushly appointed, I might add.
So far, yeah.
Seriously,
we've been appointing it. No, I'm not being sarcastic. The audience should see, and actually, for a nominal fee, you're welcome to fee. Don't be talking off microphone, Rugby Dan. That's why you got to learn sign language.
This is beyond what I expected to see.
No off show
unbelievable.
talk during the show. What the hell? Go to the other room if you guys want to have a conversation, or do it into the microphone. But Dan doesn't have a microphone.
I mean, George toured me of the new studios here, and I got to tell you, I flipped my wig.
Boca Brett, you were
We did.
very
It took-
impressed.
It took 3 of us to get it back on.
Yeah.
We actually had to hold. We actually had to hold the wig while Boca jumped off the second story at first.
Just when you need Elmer's.
It's on tight. That's how you keep your face so smooth looking, right? It's an extra tight wig.
No, actually, it's Scotch tape.
Cinch it up. So we're in the new studios. Etching the Sports Heads and By the Glass have already had several shows out of here, and I've just been way too busy with a lot of things to get my show going. But hopefully, this will be back to a regular Friday thing, and we're training the interns, the kids as I call them, to
The kid.
to board up the show, produce, play the spots. It's going to sound a little bit different. We'll be experimenting with the George Rodriguez show format because now that we are here in the new studios, we're going to be doing a lot of experimentation.
So this is the gateway.
Yeah, well, it's a time.
gateway to
It's a
radio.
4-year anniversary, and now that we're here, we're Chris Hudspeth. Shout out to Chris, who's my
Chris.
roommate over here. We've been discussing where to go with SoFlo Radio and the other projects that are associated because we have SoFlo Radio Incorporated. SoFloRadio.com is just one of the stations in the network. We have music stations. We have other kinds of things. This is the flagship station. This is the home of the George Rodriguez Show, the Nicole Sandler Show, or partial home. By the Glass, John Etch and the Sports Heads, the Powwow with Luis the Artiste, and then sundry exchange students. Did I forget anybody else like Radio Dan and Ed Till? Remember Neil used to talk about Ed Till? I want to shout out to Ed Till, who is pretty good. He's like an asshole I like, as opposed to other people. He's got control. You're talking into the mic.
Well, I'm giving her a hands-on.
I know.
Or she's giving me a
You're doing-
hands-on. You really can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, my heads are under the table. Let me put them back there.
Should probably around us, just everybody keep your hands up above your head. Like put your hands in the air.
Like you just don't care.
So let me, because
Oh,
I
occupy
always go out
hands.
of order. My notes are not even relevant. They're like 3 months old. It's been that long since I've done the show. So here's like an update. Let's catch the audience up in what's been going on because there has been a lot of moving and shaking leading up to where we are today. Chris Hudspeth, shout out to him again.
Cool, Chris.
He's a taiko drummer. He's a production guy. Worked with him at IOD. QAM, and worked with him at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, where he was my supervisor technically. But I think we maybe had one conversation there, and somebody else hired me, and then he was there in the office when I went to teach my class. So we didn't hang out a lot in those days. So that's where we know each other from, and we became friends. And both of us were moving from our respective places. I'm just trying to think of how I could put this, like, because if I had done this show just a few months ago, I would have said a whole lot of things about my divorce that I'm going through right now. But everything's really friendly right now, and I want to keep it that way.
Yeah, let's keep
and
it there.
and it's friendly not because she's a good person, but because I am. Okay, it's like that. Like I'm not being nice because she's being nice. I'm being nice because I'm nice, and that's the best way to be, and that's the best thing for the children and for me. Staying free.
You're learning, George.
Right. Well, no, I knew this lesson before, but emotions will always interfere and have something to say about what you're doing. As a matter of fact, that ties in to the whole Trayvon Martin thing, because I think we're just I feel like I got to get that out of the way at some point. After we do the history catch-up thing, we've got to get that out of the way, say what we all want to say about it, and then move on to more important things, which is almost everything else that I can think of, with the exception of sports, is more important than this trial that the media has decided, because they're all in on it together. This is the distraction du jour. This is the look at the bunny du jour to distract us from the fact that everywhere else in the world they're having revolutions against the man and the ocracy and the exploitation of the people by the people that own and control everything. All around the world there are revolutions going on. Don't you look over there. Don't look over there. Trayvon Martin, look at that. Look at this. Well, look what this cracker did. It's like,
you're worried about the man, but
right.
We're focused on
a man. And
but it was so funny. Like if you watch CNN a couple days ago, they're
that
actually
reputable company?
Any of the news organizations, they each were having the Zimmerman Trayvon Martin case, and then CNN had like this tiny little box in the lower third with Egypt going through the revolution.
Right.
Like, let's please flip that.
We've got Iron Curtain media that would have embarrassed the Russians at their peak.
Wow.
The Soviet Union at their peak. We are not allowed to see what's going on in the rest of the world that's important. And it's not like there isn't racism in America, and it isn't that addressing racism isn't important. But this is an individual incident that they're making a big deal out of.
It happens on the regular, sad to say. But
it does, and all the way around. But we'll get into that. I just want to do the history, catching everybody up. We're in downtown Hollywood.
Yep.
Chris was muscled out of, quite literally muscled out of his house. He was renting a house. It got sold out from under him, and the new owner, who was just an asshole, a piece of shit. We were right there trying to help him move. This asshole piece of shit was ripping the house apart way before Chris was ready. He paid for the end of the month, and he was getting muscled out of his house. He needed a place for his studio. I wanted a place for my studio because I was moving things out of my house into where the studio was, which is an apartment, my playhouse. The people that know me off the air know that for the long time I maintained a den away from home.
The shack.
A den of iniquity. Iniquity? Well, it's kind of a little bit ickety.
About the same, yeah.
But I kept an apartment for playing card games, computer games with my friends, smoking cigars, whatever, farting, doing the things that I don't want to do at home in front of my daughters. Every person should have, like the garage. A lot of guys have a man cave, a basement, a garage. Mine just wasn't connected to the house. Right. I had an office in my house, and my older daughter took it over. This is my office furniture, as a matter of fact. I appointed my office very nicely put the computer here, the TV there, the stereo, everything nice, all very radio fashion, everything that I need all around me.
Then it got ransacked.
And my older daughter went, "Oh, nice. Where are you going to hang?" I guess I'm hanging in the bedroom. So I needed a place to play cards and smoke cigars and and dope. So I got an apartment. It was cheap. It's still cheap. And in those days I was making a lot of money, so I could swing it. And so now that I'm going through the divorce, I'm actually moving in there, so I have to move a lot of things in there. I needed a place to move the studio. That was a little bit I enjoyed the ghetto fabulous environment of the original SoFlo radio studios, and most people that visited did also, but not everyone is so amused. I mean, it
was your boy's bungalow.
It's a boy's bungalow, but if you and Randy hasn't had the pleasure.
I have not.
Or of the apartment either, but it's a big empty lot, and with gravel and mud, and it's just nasty. Now once you get on the inside, it's like, oh cool, look at all the moose heads and the post. It's kind of neat on the inside, but on the way there you got to get directions from the guy that's selling crack on the corner.
Yeah.
Suds would come in. It's like I was confronted with a guy with a switchblade on the way in here, and I said, "Oh, that's security.
Yeah,
don't mind him." So really nasty part of Hollywood, which is fine because what do I'm playing poker and smoking cigars.
I mean, would you really call it a nasty part. It's just a fun.
It's
mix
all
of people.
it's all relative. I mean, it's no Overtown.
Well,
But
true.
that's what's kind of
True.
exciting about
It's
and
not.
scary about
Yeah.
downtown Hollywood.
Yeah.
You have like these really nice pieces, these really nice gems that you can entertain and
Oh, yeah.
enjoy, and then there are some other parts that you just
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah, it's real
Still,
bohemian.
close your eyes
Hol-
and walk quickly.
Hollywood at its worst is like medium dade. You know,
Yeah.
it's like they.
Yeah.
Dade light.
Yeah,
Right,
date light,
exactly. So it's about as bad as Hollywood could get, but at least it's no Dania. Oh, sorry, that was a little shot at Dania. So
Danny.
So two guys looking for a place to move studios. Circumstances. I've always wanted to have the studios in a real, respectable place. We looked around, and I mean, I've always been aware of this place. Take shortcuts through the Ramada Executive Center between the Ramada Hotel and the Ramada Executive Center all the time. Went underwear swimming in the pool with a friend of mine once. Got chased off by security. Went dancing wet at Ginger Bay. This is a wonderful building, fun place. Taquito and
Guessing you
tequila
weren't sober at the
downstairs.
time.
I
I
was
heard-
not sober at the
I
time.
heard that there's a lady that lives in this building like for the past 50 years.
Really, like in this
No,
particular
well,
building?
in the Ramada.
On the Ramada,
In
that-
the hotel.
I want to talk to that lady because I want to live there. I'm used to my morning commute being a walk across the hall, so I could go for that.
Yeah. Same here.
So we
Again,
have
so anyway,
to-
so here
I
we are.
guess that's our mission.
It's
We have to
1926
find
Hollywood
We gotta
Boulevard.
find her.
By appointment only. If the public would like a tour or something like that, bring some money, bring some lunch like Dan did. Dan's like, hey, can I come watch watch you do the show? And I went, and he's, I'll buy lunch. I'll buy lunch. And I'm trying to make a radio joke here, Dan. Play along for Christ's sakes. So yeah, Dan bought us lunch. Thank you very much, Dan.
Thank you,
I'll have
Dan.
that.
Thanks, Dan.
I'll have that shallot later. And I like how you put the monitor over there.
Mm-hmm.
Who did that?
One and only.
No, very, very forward thinking of you
Thank
over
you, sir.
there. Jack Charles, should probably introduce Jack Charles over there. Jack Frost.
'Tis
I
I.
heard him already on SoFloRadio.com, guest starring on John Etch and the Sports Heads. He's technically a head. You're one of the heads. I'm not.
Yeah,
right.
I'm a big head.
I was going to call you a blackhead, but that works too.
Yeah, that can
You know,
work. Yeah.
Because we got to make a lot of black jokes over
Yeah.
here. It's like a little something that I learned from Howard. The only thing that I'm going to learn from Howard is have a black co-host so you can be racist and nobody can say anything about it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not racist. Look.
I have one. Oh, two black people.
That's right. So I'm only half as racist
Yeah.
as your other talk show host with a token black person as a co-host. It's like, yeah, see there. As a matter of fact, we should probably all just put on blackface while we talk about the Trayvon Martin thing, because man, it's like very, very sensitive thing. But getting ahead of myself.
History.
Yeah, back to current events and history. Chris needed to move. I needed to move. We moved in here. This place is awesome. The guy that owns this building and the people that run it are great. Really appreciate their taste.
And we're not just saying that.
Their love of red paint, their love of cool-ass murals, the fact that they decorated the tunnel in between the two places like a grotto so it looks like you're walking through a cave.
Yeah.
This is just my favorite building in Hollywood. I have a favorite building on Hollywood Beach, and that's the Hollywood Beach Resort. I want to paint that place purple and call it the Purple Palace or something. That's my favorite building over there. But as far as on the mainland, it's this building here.
Oh, yeah.
Old, classy, cool. And we have a beautiful view of the downtown area right across from Mickey Burns, right across from the Big Easy and Chocolata. Shout out to Jimmy the Greek, owner of the Big Easy.
Oh, you got the
owner of
chocolate
Greek joint.
the chocolate place across the street.
Chocolata, which is a misnomer. That's a wonderful little restaurant and cafe. They have great breakfast, great eggs Benedict. Just everything is good here.
When it comes to food,
Don't go to
there's no
Angus. I'm just
shortage
right
of
now.
places to
Angus
eat.
Angus Steakhouse. Stay away from there. Nasty place.
Is that where you
Is it
were
really?
taken out
Yeah.
on a date for a brunch or something
Where?
like that? Weren't you taken out on a date by a cougar or something like that?
I'm
A
48.
Well, I
It
mean,
was geriatric.
well, yeah.
Picked him up in like her walker.
No, but
I
you
had to
were
chew her food for her. It was an
Yeah,
awesome date.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
The nurse came out as well.
Sure, yeah.
Check the IVs
The
and all
bag
that.
change in the middle of lunch was a little bit unappetizing, but otherwise it was awesome, man.
Oh,
She
okay.
takes her teeth out.
She does wonderful.
Ready to
things.
rock?
Yeah.
There's
no,
a lost
I don't know what you're talking about. I have had many lunches and breakfasts at Chocolata, so I don't know which one you're talking about. People say, "Hey, didn't you go out? Like, didn't I see you with some chick?" You got to be more
No,
specific
I'm,
than
I'm
that.
speaking of the breakfast or the brunch that you were taken on by someone recently. I don't know if it was
You
at
gotta-
Chocolata's. Well, forget it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
give
don't
up.
know.
I give up. Yeah.
Right, exactly. You got to narrow it down. You got to, I don't take notes on my own life. How do I expect to remember anything?
Well, they
You
have
gotta
to
take notes.
stand out. They have to be extreme enough. And I guess if her teeth weren't coming up and she weren't doing funny things with them, it wouldn't be much to remember.
So anyway, so here we are. Hopefully, we will get people up to speed on running boards and audio, and I'll do this on a regular basis because that's one of the things that we want to do. Is well, don't slam the table, Dad.
Because now I know where all these things are buried. Okay, I found these things now.
Okay, good. Now that you
All
found
these
them,
things, mommy.
by the time you're here again, I'm gonna have moved them.
Would it be racist to play Amistad?
I really think that you should really let these kids know exactly what you're all about and play all of the racist comedy that you're responsible for. Okay. And while we're talking about the Trayvon Martin case.
Okay.
All right. And then just.
But I represent like a whole demographic. I'm a woman. I'm black. I'm Hispanic.
Are you
there you
Hispanic?
go.
I am. My family's
So
from
you
Panama.
got the whole gamut covered.
I know.
Oh,
so
really,
like,
we just really want to fulfill our EEOP with one person.
With one person.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it fits the budget.
Well, we got it all because, as a matter of fact, Rugby Dan is the only generican in the room over here because I'm a refugee. I'm a Cuban refugee. We've got Boca Brit, our transgendered representative for the new millennium.
Hi. How you doing?
That's the way I'm supposed to talk.
A mainland person of color and an island person of color. So we got it all. So we got two islanders.
Yep, that's us.
And mainlanders. Are both your parents Hispanic or just
No, both of my parents are from Panama. I'm a purebred.
Oh,
if you
indeed.
will.
Well, there you go.
Part of my
So
pedigree.
technically speaking, and I was telling this stack, technically speaking, y'all aren't black.
Panama.
You're foreigners.
You're foreign.
Right.
I'm already in Boca Brit's head.
That's different.
I don't think it's.
Oh man, watch out in there.
Oh, excuse me.
It's a scary place. It's a very scary place, and I got my page of notes that are so not even relevant anymore. But the good thing is we're going to do a stream of consciousness thing, show these kids at least how organized chaos is accomplished.
Ah, okay.
We got on
Rock
the
and
air.
roll.
Success number one. We got on the air. This is how you can feel proud of yourself. Are the levels moving? Little levels moving up and down. People can hear you. So far, so good.
Honest, ladies and
See what they
gentlemen, these studios are absolutely beautiful.
Yes,
I mean,
thank you.
I still can't.
You ain't
get
seen
over
nothing.
it.
We haven't
Compared
even
to where
decorated yet.
you know what's really
we got
great,
clutter.
though?
By the way, just so you guys know, there's gonna a war on clutter. You know how America has a war on this and a war on that. I'm waging a war on clutter in these studios. I want the place to look nice. Anyway, keep going.
You know what's nice about this compared to the shack?
the ghetto.
shack.
Yeah.
When you walk, you don't feel the floor move. It's actually stabilized. It's nice.
Also, it's both interesting and not as interesting as the because there's a lot of activity that's going on out there. Chris was here one day when they had a pedestrian got hit and killed. So we have death going over here, and I really thought that in the neighborhood where the shack is, where my old studio is, I really thought that we would witness death there.
Yeah, sooner there, yeah.
Sooner there, but
Yeah.
no, it was here.
But how do you get ran over in a 15-mile-per-hour zone?
I don't.
We're in Florida, so
Well, yeah.
Figure those
That
things
kind of
out here.
explains it a little bit.
I can just
but
see this,
here, of all places?
this slow speed accident. That's really.
he was driving.
Can you imagine that? Like, no.
Maybe the
Car's still coming.
pedestrian ran real hard into the car. You know? Maybe the pedestrian ran into a parked car and hit their head.
And it shocked them. Yeah.
That was what happened there. Got so much material to cover. I want before we get because I have a feeling that when we get into the Trayvon thing, and it just might take off, and who knows? Because nobody knows what anybody's going to say about that. Because
Somebody might get choked.
I tend to like.
Well, hopefully it'll wrap up soon.
I tend to be unpredictable, but Suds is coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
And I extended some invitations to some other people. I don't want to jinx those invitations by saying who that is, but hopefully we will be visited and or called by people. And I hate the Skype audio on, but that's the only way that I'm going to find out if somebody's calling me because I'm not looking at that thing anymore. Normally I have a computer in front of me, but that's what's going on over here.
Right.
So there you go. 4 years of this, 4 years of this mania, and eking along, squeaking along. A lot of people remember, Tom Jicka's comments. Oh, nobody ever made any money in internet radio. Well, that's still true.
But now that's all there is. That's the problem.
We're gonna win by elimination.
True.
And I'm eliminating right now. I put on a Depends because I'm blocked in here. I'm gonna have to crawl under the table like I'm at a restaurant or something.
You
Speaking
got
of restaurants,
bottles. You got bottles over there.
Denny's sucks. Oh, I need to empty one really quickly here.
Oh, yeah.
It was fruit punch and now it's lemonade. No, thank you. Oh, I turned you down.
Oh,
try that now. Did you unplug yourself?
I'm sitting here.
I hear the audio coming out the speakers over there.
Yeah.
Did my thing come out of the hole?
No, you're plugged in.
What are you playing it off of?
That was Media Monkey.
Oh, well, Media Monkey isn't the thing to play things off of, apparently.
Okay, I won't.
Play it off of that. We'll fix that during the commercial break. As a matter of fact,
why not take one now?
Why not take one now and show these kids how that's done, and come back and we'll get all I don't know, heavy or something until Suds shows up. Suds will be shown. Suds has his own schedule. He's been retired for a while.
Okay.
He doesn't move fast for anybody.
So he's on Florida time.
Right. The party waits for Suds because that's the kind of guy he is. And that's okay because we love him. 1226 on All Suds Radio, SoFloRadio.com.
Longer, firmer, and fully packed with flavor. SoFloRadio.com.
On the good ship, on this stud, it's a slave ship, and it's very hot when you row all day, and they whip you on the back with chains. It's a wooden ship, and it smells a lot like an armpit or a bad egg fart, and when you die of disease, they throw the body in the sea. Squished in a hole, no toilet bowl, your pillow is a rat. And if you complain, oh no, white devil beat you with the rusty chain. On a slave ship, they don't serve no food. When you get seasick, they feed it back to you. Life is very hard on the good ship, on the star.
Don't miss By the Glass with Brett Hubbard, 6 to 7 every Thursday night on SoFloRadio.com. By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brett Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
To reach the George Rodriguez Show, Skype us at 954-99-00036. Anywhere in the world. 954-99-00036. Skype name, SoFloRadio.com.
I hate country music. I don't have a buddy named Ray. My swimming pool ain't shaped like a guitar. Most all of my friends are gay. I hate country music. Alabama needs a shave. Put me on a bus, pointed to Detroit. Turn up Sam and Dave. I hate country music.
Your world looks great from 77 WABC.
Whenever you sit down on my face, the sound comes out my mouth. A blue, 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 blue. Whenever you hear that silly little sound, that's my tongue going in and out. A blue, 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 Isn't it amazing I still can breathe when you sit on me that way? Not only am I longer, my tongue gets stronger every day.
when I do my hair earrings, I may sound kinda strange whenever you squat down on my face.
2020 Twin Spin.
She's a little piece of ass, but from music she don't know. Sampling from the past, this was our song, you know. Made the bass line stronger, the mix is longer, on and on it goes. You really blow, you hope. Ventura Highway, that's the real song. And it sucks that these morons who sample our old songs always do it wrong. The chorus is gone, this blows. But the target demo's unaware. The little Xerox pimple heads don't care. Your talent's between your legs down there. I hope that you get lice in your pubic hair. Your pubic hair.
Yeah, but that's Boca. I was telling Randy, I don't do anything gratuitously shocking. I have other people that do that. Let me change the mic flag. Flag, I said, there you go, Dan. There's that microphone that you coveted so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Rugby Dan, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the lunch. Thank you for the pizza and for continuing to state the obvious. Since Alan Michaels isn't here, we've got you for that.
So back several years ago when I first met Dan, we were having lunch at that sub shop out
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Sonny's?
Sonny's, yeah.
Sonny's
very good,
famous steak hoagies, which is a very good. Oh, I could really go for one of those. Although
and you two guys were going on and on about New Zealand and haka dancing and haka this and
right.
And
Haka
about
China.
halfway through the conversation, I'm thinking, what the hell are you talking about? I have no idea. What
And then
haka
the next time
dancing
I
was.
saw Brian was at Neil's, this, what do you call it, the ceremony, the memorial or whatever. And I'm sitting on the side, and George and all the all-stars are sitting up front. All the important people are sitting in the front row. And I guess Tom Jicker or somebody said, well, where's Brian? Brian's not here yet. And then about 3 minutes later, I turn and I see this blonde creature coming down the aisle. And I'm looking, and I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, but I'm like, okay. And you looked right at me. Didn't know who I was. You looked right at me. And Tom goes, oh, Brian, I see you dressed up for the occasion.
Yeah, Tom, you can't fool him.
No, he's swift, and I should have. See, I was very busy with the move, very feverish move. As a matter of fact, in everything that we were doing, moving out of my house and everything, we had until Wednesday to get everything out of there. So I've just been feverishly doing everything in my power to get everything of value out of my house before the bank. We did a strategic let the bank have it kind of thing, and just basically lived there for free while we were playing it all out. Fought the foreclosure, won, and then let it go back into foreclosure again, and there you go. And people go, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I made the mistake of going with a reputable mortgage company and not getting a variable percent rate, not getting a weird thing, and not doing fly-by-night mortgage people. I had good credit, and I got a nice fixed-rate mortgage for about half of what the house was valued for. So that's why I couldn't do these weird shenanigans like other people did. Well, did you do that forensic thing where they have to produce the... Yeah, they have the original note. They didn't resell the loan. They didn't do anything weird. Etc. So there you go. I think that's pretty much caught up. We're in these new studios now. We're going to be doing a lot more shows from here, not just on SoFloRadio.com, but we got some other internet station concepts going on. And little by little, there might be some substitutions. Like some of the shows that are on SoFlo Radio might go to another internet radio station, including possibly this one, because what's one of the things that we're talking about is making SoFlo Radio more community and family friendly. And a kind of station where people don't say fuck. because we do.
Or you can't have
So
Lee
does Nicole.
Camp on the air then.
No, none of those people. See, where's the rim shot? And I'm gonna get. You know what you can do with an iPad is what Lewis does. You can use that as a drop thing. So that's one of the other things I'm gonna add to the studio, is doing a little Dropbox iPad.
I'd like to. If it's all right
Nobody
by
knows
you.
who Lee Camp is except for Suds, and he's not here yet.
Lee Camp. I could do his impression really quick.
Fuck,
Fuck. There's
Oh,
Lee Camp.
I've never heard of him though. See, that's get used to this, Randy. Boca jokes with the comedy bits are phenomenal and award winning. The spontaneous Boca jokes are things no one will get, especially when someone is bringing you your food.
Nicole Sandler plays his stuff.
Lee Camp?
Yeah.
I don't know that guy.
By
I
the
know,
way,
I know Hightower, Jim Hightower.
her shows last week at the
He's
the
chomping at the
Netroots
bit over
Nation.
there.
Seriously.
What? What's the matter?
Dan's just chomping on that microphone. He's got something he wants to say. Okay.
It's like sign language. Like
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying. I never would have known about Lee Fowler if it wasn't for Neil. I never listened to Neil whatsoever. I feel like I know Lee Fowler from 20 years.
what's that got to do with Lee
He was a
Camp?
nice guy. I miss Lee. He was a good
No,
guy.
because the inside jokes you're saying, like Boca Brian, like Boca knows the Lee Camp stuff that a lot of people don't know.
Well, Lee Camp has his show on the internet, a radio show, and he's a commentator. YouTube, if you tune in, it's a Lee Camp show, and he's a liberal commentator and has a lot of valid points, but you'll never hear him because he's too busy going into the Tourette syndrome.
Well,
you know,
I try not to be
I'm Lee
gratuitous,
fucking
but listen,
Camp.
I'm a you know, I was raised in really scummy, white, trashy, you know, Leisure City, Redlands, Homestead.
Leisure City.
Yeah. And
you could go there and relax.
however, my childhood was very low rent, and I'm a little rough around the edges when I get comfortable.
No,
and
you-
even though I was on regular radio, and I can control myself when I have to, but then I got this forum going, and I don't have to, and I feel like I want to express myself the way that I express myself when I'm off the air and be really, really real, and that may not be the format for SoFloRadio.com in the future, and we've got some other, you know, websites that we bought already and talking about buying already, including fuckyouradio.com.
Did you really?
Right, we own fuckyouradio.com.
Well, Lee Camp should be the anchor
Because-
show.
And understand
Or
something.
FU Radio.
Yeah, but Chris knows that in FU Radio. I love Chris, but FU Radio kind of defeats the whole purpose of what we want to accomplish with Fuck You Radio.
Could be
Although,
Felix Unger
I wanna
Radio, too.
FU Radio is just going to be a forwarding site for Fuck You Radio, because Fuck You Radio, I want it to make a specific point.
So just stick
the
to
point
fucking.
being,
I have heard more cursing
Yeah.
in like the past 2 minutes than I've heard in like my entire life.
It's a reflection of what's out there. That's the problem.
We'll get that out of our system.
Awesome.
So we're just sticking to fucking.
No, I'm just telling the audience because
Radical self-expression.
What this may come, the foul language, or at least that kind of foul language, just might come to an end on SoFloRadio.com. It's going to be a self-imposed censorship format because
Sponsors don't like it.
Here's the thing: the
a
audience
tune-out.
likes it, and the sponsors don't. And also, we want people to be able to play programming at their place of business or in front of their kids. I'm very sensitive. I have a daughter. You know, and you know, she's got little friends in the car. And my daughter puts on, you know, Amanda Blank. Or something, and she starts putting on some of her favorite gangster rap, and I got no, honey, that's okay when it's just me and you, but we want to have a uniform policy. It's been a problem before. It's always been controversial, going all the way back to the very first show. When we did our very first show, we were going to just kind of try to keep it under control, and the audience was like, "What's the point of being on the internet if you're using all the same FCC rules? What's the point?" So the audience really wants us to be real.
Well, some of them made sense. That's why.
Right. And the sponsors, they're like, but here's the thing: the sponsors, you know, that's a tough thing, and it wasn't the deal breaker. Getting people to spend money on us, the sponsors didn't say, I don't want to spend money on you because you're saying fuck all the time. The sponsors said, we don't want to spend money on you because you don't have the kind of audience that we want you to have yet. Well, guess how you build an audience? By saying fuck. So So what we're thinking of doing is just, you know, having the family-friendly entity, and then the for adults with warnings, and the website's going to have a warning of
After a
skull and
certain hour, right?
crossbones.
Yeah,
and
after hours.
no, well, fuck you radio is going to be just going to say right there.
If
We're going to
you
have
want
disclaimers.
that. But here's the problem with
I'm
Well,
sure
it's gonna be
Camp is a
people
perfect.
will like people Google that anyway. So that was
He's a
probably
perfect
very
example
smart.
because he'll lead off with a great topic: NSA spying.
Mhm.
You want to hear more about
Sure.
the corporate handouts that
Right.
actually what the NSA is an aggregate for money. And then you're like, oh, this is interesting. I want to hear what else he has to say. And then he reverts to fuck for 20 minutes,
Right.
and you turn it off because he's not saying anything.
Right.
And I find that happens a
Well,
lot
Nicole-
on internet radio.
Nicole says bullshit and fuck, and I don't give a fuck. You know,
but
It is how people talk.
Not
It
every
is.
sentence.
So
And she knows when to hold back, and she knows how to pace.
it's
like
fine by me, but
seasoning.
understand something. The people that have a problem with the language
Pepper it in there.
aren't
Yeah,
going to be
exactly.
okay. Aren't going to be okay with the way that Nicole uses it. Even I like it. I like Nicole's show. There's nothing wrong with
Don't
it.
get me wrong. I'm not saying no cursing. I'm not even bringing that up. What I'm talking about is pace it. You
Yeah.
don't have to say every sentence.
The people that
and
have
then
a
it gets
problem, I know,
stupid.
I agree with you, but the people that have a problem with it don't care how pacing it is. It's like it's all or nothing. If they're not going to put a radio show on in their place of business, they're not going to play it in front of their kids. They're not going to play it in the car if they know that there's a chance that an F-bomb is going to
Oh,
get
that's
dropped.
true.
And
Frankly,
so
Scarlett, I don't give a damn. Remember?
Right.
Once upon a time.
By the way,
Very-
shout out to
very
Nicole for a
provocative.
fabulous job last week. Those Netroots Nation shows
yes,
were great.
yes, they are very good.
Well, let me ask you
And
something,
We
George.
broadcast them live.
Let me
Yes.
ask you something, George. The city of Hollywood or city of Dania or whoever, do they have any local internet radio?
No, that's one of the
Soon.
things that we're talking to them about.
And if you're going to
Dan.
want to talk to the governments, or you're going to want to say, hey, we're going to do something every week about the Harrison Hollywood area, well, you got to clean it up some so that people,
Right.
You know, that's the thing.
And that's what we're thinking of
Yeah.
doing with SoFloRadio.com. And now whether and by the way, we do have FuckYouRadio.com, and I'm thinking of developing that. But that may or may not be the internet radio station where we're going to concentrate our main alternative programming. Let's just call it that. But back to that, I just want to make a point.
You'll never get
about
Fisher Price for a sponsor. On
fuck them.
Yeah.
The point that I want to make, Boca, especially because you'll appreciate this, conventional radio has flipped off, has raised its
Oh, yeah.
middle finger to both the audience and the people that are performers and have been performers on the radio. Radio
Clear Channel.
management,
Did I say that?
radio management has said fuck you to audience and talent alike, and so fuck you radio is our response to that. Hey radio, fuck you.
Yeah.
So there you go. And so we're going to put the programming on that the people want while sticking it to the man, which is conventional radio, conventional media, conventional broadcasting. Just look at all the world revolutions that are going on right now.
It's a revolution.
If it weren't for Facebook,
It's
I
a
wouldn't know about this
colonoscopy.
shit. I wouldn't know about any of these things going on. The people on Facebook are posting the pictures of Brazil. You see the people, Brazil, God bless you, Brazil. They're wearing motorcycle helmets. The counter riot police, the people on the street are making their own counter riot gear, motorcycle helmets, and they're taking those barrels and cutting them up and making shields out of them.
Didn't all that start because the government raised bus fare by like 20
Yep.
cents?
Exactly.
Are
We'll-
you kidding?
We'll show them.
Meanwhile, we have
Well, look
freaking
here.
drones.
But it all,
Yeah.
it all
We got
involves,
drones killing us.
all
we
of
got
our
the NSA spying on us.
everything being recorded.
Yeah.
but it
Oh
all
my
involves
gosh.
the Soccer World Cup and in the Olympics, that they're building all these fantastic stadiums, and yet the poor, there's no hospitals, there's no schools or anything.
Right.
So the 20 cent bus fare was really the tip of the iceberg, and now everything's coming out on that.
Goodness.
Well, not to mention the price of Nair went up, and they couldn't get rid of their pubes fast
Oh,
enough.
no,
Yeah.
you can't
The
have
Brazilian
that.
Very
wax.
important in
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah,
It must be
exactly.
hair-free.
Gotta have those
They
Brazilian
got
waxes.
George,
they
you're-
have sanctioned surgery. Yes,
Sanctioned
Rugged
pubes.
Dan.
No, you're talking about radio, giving a big FU to everybody. There's a station up in Connecticut that for years was powerful, WPLR. They boiled down to like a 400-song rock list, the 3 Clapton songs, the 5 Zeppelin songs, whatever. This week, they did a promo, 1,776 songs, no repeats. They're getting record ratings this week because it's like, oh my God, you're actually playing something from Little Feat that we haven't heard in 15 years on your song, on your album, your station. And that's it. If somebody just steps out of the mainstream, they're going to make a mark.
But with the rock stations as well, like they have allowed songs, and then you have all these new rock bands. They get no
No.
radio play. I have
Right.
not
It's
heard
not
anything
FM.
new.
It's not FM.
Fans come to
From
this
rock-
town.
from rock.
They fill up stadiums. They fill up the Cruise Inn. They fill up the Bank Atlantic Center. And how basically Pandora, Last FM, MySpace, and the kids emailing music and sharing music with each other is the only way that people are hearing about these bands.
I think that's really what's happening.
it's not on the radio.
It's just reverting back to how it was before radio got so big. I mean, all of these movements come from little subcultures. You pass the word, I get the word, and then okay, we'll meet up at this spot. So I think it's just reverting back to that.
And the live music
Yeah.
down here in South Florida, oh my gosh. just I mean like the funk.
Yeah.
Like, oh, just
Got a
so
lot
much
going on,
really
but the
good live
radio
music
is
down
dead.
there.
So
Won't get on the air.
So FU radio.
the problem.
We're gonna promote music. We're gonna promote what's
Yes.
going on
I could just
down
see the
here.
tagline.
Well,
for
you
that
see, it's
now.
not FM, it's PM. It's profit motive radio.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen,
right
that
on
has
there.
to change.
They're
And
jukeboxes,
that's
and
why we're
by
here.
the way, internet has better jukeboxes.
Pandora.
Right? I love Pandora. My daughter took over my Pandora.
We're the new
account.
Pandora Talk Radio. Sort of.
Exactly, sort of. Well, we're the people's forum. We are of the people, by the people. We are people.
Right.
We the people.
Not robots. The people.
So meanwhile,
So grateful to
I'd
be
have
here.
blamed
back to Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, I'd have blamed.
And now I take it back.
Beautiful segue.
That's called a segue. No.
Should probably get into this before when Suds shows up. I want to do history of talk radio in South Florida for the youngins, for the youngsters.
History lesson.
Because some of you
Them
people
are young.
might not
Listen to
know.
it one
But
time.
I mean, I want to dispense with the Trayvon Martin thing, but I feel like you know, who knows? Maybe it'll dominate the entire show. I don't care. I'm gonna check my phone real quick to make sure that Suds isn't lost. I know
One
that's
thing,
bad
Cue up the
you
racist
mentioned
stuff,
Dan
Boca.
Lee Fowler, and
Oh, good Lord.
if you'll recall, Lee Fowler, Illinois. I hope Skyler calls.
Okay.
He does a great.
I
He
hope-
does the best.
I
Lee
hope
Fowler.
Boomer doesn't.
Go ahead, baby.
Poor Boomer.
He's on She now. As a
Yeah,
matter
me
of fact,
too.
he might be DJing the She Play coming up at 3 o'clock, or it might be Alan Michaels. Yeah, you're gonna have to disable the.
You know, we all have something
the
in common
screensaver
with-
function on that. I like the. I like having the video over there, but the screensaver keeps popping up.
Yeah,
I'll have to
We have,
disable
we
that
have the
during
same
break.
amount of space in our
I'll have-
wallets, so we all have something in common with Boomer.
So you were
Lots of
saying about
space.
Fowler?
Lee
Yeah.
Fowler, when he was PD at WGBS, we've got boring shows. Was the only time, I guess, in this market where a program director fired a talk show guy on the air. It was in 1983. I think it was David Gold. He said something he
You
didn't
don't have
like,
to
or
write,
he
you don't have
thought
to write
was
that
off
down,
color.
Randy.
He grabbed the microphone. He said, "Get out!" Right on the air.
These are
But you-
these are
you-
these are these are
yeah.
stories that people forgot about a long time ago.
Yeah.
The people that like this kind of stuff, they died 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
WNWS, here's the news.
But you would. Well, I'm getting to a point. Let me
Okay,
finish.
come on.
You would think
Dan?
this guy's like what a monster, what a prick. But as it turns out, when Neil went away in '97 for what was it, 8 months, 10, 9, yeah, he wound up in the swamp, and I wound up my money dried up down here. So who stepped in? Lee Fowler. He picked me up for his show until Neil got back. As soon as Neil went back on the air, it was bye-bye. Thank you for everything. Wrote me a nice check. He was just that kind of a guy.
Oh, it was very nice of him. Mighty white of him, George Zimmerman would say.
He was very white. He was white and pasty, and,
So-
on dialysis. But
So
other than that,
let's go into this. Let's make sure that we have an accurate that at least we agree on the events that took place in a nutshell. George Zimmerman, neighborhood watch asshole, toting a gun. And by
AKA the Duddits.
Neighborhood watch people around all the time. I used to repo cars, and even just in my life, I've run into cops, security guards,
And Zimmermans.
and neighborhood and Zimmermans, neighborhood watch assholes, condo commandos, glorified condo commandos. Just as a pedestrian, and especially when I was repoing cars, because that's really suspicious looking. You know, walking down the street. Being black, that's kind of suspicious looking for some people. George Zimmerman, looking like you're obviously breaking into your neighbor's car looks suspicious no matter what color you are. And so you attract the attention of cops, security people, and neighborhood watch people. I had a neighborhood watch person come at me with a stun gun and, like approaching me with a stun gun. Get away from that car! I'm a neighborhood watch guy! And he had the stun gun and he was... Bzz. I actually have... Should I do, like, visual aids?
Oh, I thought you were going to show your scars.
I got the perfect
My
song
scarves?
for this.
Scars.
Everybody hates somebody sometimes.
Stun gun scars.
I don't have stun gun stars, although I have friends with it. Could we do this thing? Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It needs to be charged up.
That made me moist.
So anyway, and of course, and we tried when we were repoing cars, we dressed like squares on purpose. Dress shirt, slacks, or something. I mean, not dress shoes because you have to run, but and not a tie, but dress shirt, something with a pocket. And I got my paperwork sticking out of the pocket. Mr. Neighborhood Watch guy coming up, and here's the thing, because this is one of those things, and somebody put a really good video on YouTube about how to interact with the police so as not to get arrested. And the police have a saying called, you can beat the rap, but you can't beat the ride. You know, like you can be innocent, but we still have the ability to grab you, cuff you, throw you to the ground, put our knee on your neck,
I've been there.
throw you in the car. Not me. because I've been
you kind of pass for white.
A
so-
lucky,
Yeah.
A lucky, and that's because I am.
Ah,
See.
yes. That would do it.
And I also learned how to not open up a stupid mouth. I learned from other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
Usually when a cop rolls up on a scene, he's looking for someone to fuck with, and that person usually stands up and volunteers by opening up a stupid mouth.
Yeah.
And there's a room full of people, cops looking around. They all look the same. Maybe there's somebody different color. Tell you what, room full of people, white guy opens up a stupid mouth, that's who's going to get fucked with.
Boom.
Yeah.
5 fingers to the face.
Right, exactly.
Honestly,
So-
sometimes I think they're just bored. I got
They
a
are
ticket
bored.
at a mall. Like the police officer followed me halfway around the mall before he turned on his
You
lights.
got escorted. You're so
Yeah, there you go.
privileged.
He was just wanted to ask you out. He just wanted your number.
Yeah.
That's all.
It was
It's a totally
terrible.
different
I
dynamic,
wanted
and
to
we all have our perspective over here because, Dan is a generic, and I look like a generic, and then the three of you people over there look like targets.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what you look like.
Because if they wanted to date you, I most likely was dating one of their girlfriends. I look like one of
Yeah.
the guy that dated their girlfriend. So
You know,
that's
you
why
need
I
to
got
be
like 5 tickets.
I hate you because of those ads in the Swingers magazine.
Yeah.
That are about you and not me. That's why I hate you.
Why don't
know?
you enlighten the people on
I don't,
those ads?
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
We've talked about it on the show before. It's about, remember in the hookup, it was Steve Spearer, the producer of the Aaron Summers show, that actually started the whole Plato's station trips.
Okay.
He was the one that invited everyone. We had a sex show, not a very good sex show, and Aaron Summers had a sponsor, and it was Plato's, and he was the one that invited everyone. All of the rest of us said the same thing. Ew, swing club. Ew, I don't want to. I'm going to be dodging stuff. No, it's not like that. It's just like a regular club, and then once you go into the back room, into the towel room, and everything, then that's a different scene. But you don't ever have to go back there. You just go and dance to the music, enjoy the free buffet, and enjoy the free alcohol.
Flying
We're hooked up.
penises around.
The buffet.
And
There's a buffet.
oh, it was an amazing roast beef carving station. The chef had that puffy hat. and
Whoa,
everything.
bad visual.
No,
Oh, George,
good stuff.
Tell the stories about Joe Costello.
No, Joe might show up, so we'll tell those later.
shower
Stop,
curtain?
stop interrupting me. But they have on coffee tables. They have these magazines full of ads, like personal ads,
Right.
and it's always like man looking for woman, woman looking for man, or private party, couples, unescorted females, and select black men only.
I'd be
And
the
on,
black
and on
man.
another page, there's another ad saying the same thing: couples, unescorted females, and select black men only. And sometimes 2 or 3 such ads. per
Select
page.
black men.
Select black men, like. And I don't know what that means. Do
I
they
mean,
measure you at the door?
yeah,
I
they
don't
use a
know what that.
ruler.
I
I
don't
could
know
be
what
the
that means.
black man.
Select.
Mine's 12 inches long, but I don't use it as a rule.
Oh, okay.
Get it?
Rule?
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Just I'm gonna give you time to catch up.
Yeah.
So there, absolutely on no pages there. A pasty white guy, short Cuban, thinning hair, aging, nothing like that for me. So fuck you and your inability to hail a cab.
Okay.
So.
I'll
Meanwhile,
take a
that-
cab
send,
any
like,
day.
an
And by the way,
audition
I would trade whatever disadvantages you have for that advantage. George Zimmerman's following me through the neighborhood, giving me shit all the time. I'd be like, ha 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 ha.
I've got a 12-inch penis.
But I don't use it as a rule. Let's try it again this time. I actually have a ruler somewhere around here, but I don't
Well,
measure
here's
up.
Zimmerman.
I don't measure up. Go ahead.
Zimmerman's defense is
A pack of lies.
Sure. Anyway, I've been accosted in my life, and there's YouTube videos. YouTube videos abound of that have basically the common theme is person A messed with person B, and they probably ought to have. And I tell my children, you can be right and still be wrong. And it's Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. The first thing that he teaches you about how to win an argument, don't have it. You can be right and still be wrong. You can be within your rights and still be wrong. For example, cop messing with you when he's got no right to. All right?
Right.
You were in the right. What do you say? Do you say something that is going to diffuse the situation, or do you stand your ground, exercise your rights, and go for a ride?
Oh,
You see,
gosh.
there's a judgment. You can be right and still be wrong.
Yeah.
For example, a guy that is much larger than me, and this has happened all my life because I'm a small man, someone who is much larger than me can be flipping me shit, all right? I am within my rights to flip him shit back or defend myself. But if I do, then he might counter with and the worst beating in school that I ever took was because I won a battle of wits. The person who lost the battle of wits said, okay, congratulations for embarrassing me in front of the class. Let me show you what I can do. And he threw me to the ground and stomped on my back with his cleats. All right, because he's twice my size. I was a year ahead in school, so everybody was a year older than me. It was twice my size easily. He turned me into hamburger.
George, you don't have any older
My
brothers?
reward for being smarter than him, more clever, and scoring the best lines.
You punched him in the nuts?
No. He leapt over a row of desks in between us. He stood on his desk, leapt over the row of desks in between us, came crashing down on me like a sack of bricks, and then jumped up and down on me.
You hurt his feelings.
I hurt
and
them
he
bad
wanted you to
in front
hurt.
of the class, right? Okay, but I was right because he
had to
started it.
pay.
Actually, on
Oh,
this particular occasion, he was picking on somebody, and I went to their defense because he opened himself his smartass thing. He set, because I was telling Randy about setup, delivery, setup.
Punchline.
He set himself up,
Yeah.
and I could not respond, and
there.
just boom, and he said something back, and I went boom right back, and that third time that I scored off of something that he said, boom, the boom was on me.
Yeah, but the problem is you wasn't thinking forwardly as a smartass. Because I once was short also. So when you do things like that.
When
if
you were
have-
5?
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Okay.
But what you do is that once
Jack
you
is
say
very tall.
that, the minute he leapt over, I would have kicked the desk or something like that, and that would have ate up all.
No,
his
all I
grip or
saw
something.
was a sack of meat coming at me. I was like, ah! He just like this giant just came
George, I
crashing
think-
down on my head. Listen, I was not a fighter. I'm 11, not a fighter. I wasn't ready for that. So you can be right and still be wrong, whether it's a cop, whether it's a security guard. I had a security guard when I was repoing cars, and my best friend Jamaican me. He's Jamaican, and he's always Jamaican me, take him out to dinner, Jamaican me, pick him up at the airport, Jamaican me, put you up for the night.
Jamaican me pay for a hooker.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
Jamaican me go back to the strip club. Anyway, because I hate them.
Yeah, we'll go there.
Eventually. So he was substitute rider for me. When you're repoing, you have the agent and the rider. The rider has to drive your car away from the scene when you take the other person's car.
Right.
And he has the best luck. He was substitute rider with me 3 times, and 3 times he had a gun pulled on him. The only 3 times in his life. Every time he went with me repoing cars, guns were involved. We had
Thanks,
guns
George.
pulled on us. One time, yeah, let's go for a ride.
Yeah.
One time it was a security guard, and it was a bucket-headed, steroided out Cuban in Kendall. And
hey, bro.
And my friend Jamaican me points on. He taps. I'm sitting there drilling out the ignition on this Ford with my Makita power drill, and he points. And here's a security guard braced on the hood of a car, pointing his gun at us. All right, bucket-headed,
even imagine.
steroid junkie, rent a cop. I don't hear him. It's through the window.
That's the
Now,
worst Kindle.
I am within my
impression I've
rights.
seen.
I am within my rights. I'm doing my job. So I step out of the car and I say, I'm a recovery agent. I work for Caribbean Recovery. We've been contracted by Sunbank.
Caribbean
to
Recovery.
Yeah, I know. Ironic, right?
Yeah, very.
We've been contracted by Sunbank to repossess this person's car. I'm within my rights. Get away from the car! Now I'm within my rights. I'm doing my job. I'm within my rights. I'm licensed to be wherever I need to be to repossess that property. I can't break and enter, like I can't go into a garage, but I can go onto anyone's property, including an apartment complex, and he does not have the right to interfere with me under the law.
Right.
Okay? Now, what does George do? Does George say, hey, asshole, fuck you, I'm within my rights? Does George come at him? Or does George go about his business? Or what? Or does George humor the man with the gun?
What does George do?
I humored the man with the gun, and that's why I'm
Exactly,
still
yeah.
here today.
Yeah.
He wanted to handcuff my friend. And you're not entitled to handcuff me. You're not a cop. You're not a cop, asshole.
You're a Kindle light.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he handcuffs us, and he makes us sit on the sidewalk until the cops show up.
He
Now I couldn't.
handcuffed
Yeah,
Like
he
weapon
handcuffed me and Jamaican me together. Jamaican me sat on the sidewalk and with the handcuffs on you. So, I could have answered with an attitude. I was perfectly within my rights. Okay.
Right.
But that probably would not have been the wisest decision. Now, my understanding of the Trayvon thing is here comes this rent-a-cop following somebody that he shouldn't have been following, but he's a neighborhood watch guy. He thinks he's the Lone Ranger. He thinks he's Quick Draw McGraw. He's got a gun, and he doesn't like black people, and there goes one now.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard, these punks, this, whatever he said on the police tape. It's like we exactly all know where he's at.
You think his
Same-
underwear got wet?
Same thing with
when
the
he saw that?
steroid junkie. I think he got a little chubby. His face is a little chubby. I think the rest of him did too. It's like, ooh, because I know Mr. Rent-A-Cop got all excited that he got to pull his gun out on me. Oh my God!
Let me get my flashlight.
I got excited. I got to use my gun. I got to use my handcuffs. By the way, 11 cruisers showed up, and thank you, Officer Lisa Golden. I called her Golden Girl. She used to at least once a month. She used to be the cop that would show up on the scene. when somebody would call, because you see somebody breaking into a car, you don't know if they're a repo man. The cop shows up, and usually it's no problem. You got the paperwork. It's like, okay, about your business, bye. Some cops, they don't know the law. Some cops don't know the law, and they give you a hard time, and you have to tell them, call a supervisor. Look, I'm repo man. You know how that works, right? I find a car and then I take it. You are not actually allowed to have a problem with that. You're not allowed to interfere with me any more than if I was buying some groceries, you jump in front of me and the cashier and say, you can't buy. I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job right here. But most cops don't know the law. So we used to carry a Miami-Dade handbook in my car. So following the guy, the cops say don't follow him, follows him anyway. At some point, because he's on foot, right? At some point, he's on foot. At some point, Trayvon gets irritated with this guy, turns around, and is going to let him have it. I mean, verbally at first.
Go figure.
Verbally at first. And then Trayvon's like, this is a pudgy, doughy asshole. I can totally take this guy, and he's pissing me off. So I'm going to, and we all heard that recording. It's like, you have a problem with me? Well, you have a problem now. And he was shot from the front, not the back. So we know that that there was a scuffle. And here's that, according to the witnesses, and I believe that Trayvon was beating the shit out of this guy. Fine by me.
Right.
Fine by me.
It wasn't, though.
Well,
allegedly.
The guy pulled a gun. He pulled a gun and shot him. End of story. Done.
No. I know you have
there's no drama there.
Well, if somebody is beating you up and you have a gun, you're going to pull the gun and shoot him rather than get beat up, even if you were the one that started the fight.
True.
Even if you were the one that started the fight. Bruce Lee, for example, used to let other people start fights. He used to put himself in positions. He used to go to Muscle Beach in California. He used to go to rough bars, biker bars, because he's a tiny little 5'4" guy, and he knew that he would put himself in positions where he knew that somebody was going to fuck with him. He would wait for someone to fuck with him because he hated bullies and he hated these big muscle guys and he wanted to kick their asses. Okay?
Everybody adds this and they think about that and they're coy about what happened. But essentially what happened was he's a motherless racist fuck.
Right.
And he pulled his gun and blew an innocent kid away. Done. Ding, 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 ding. Story's over.
Yeah, but
don't need massive coverage.
Well, we don't need massive coverage, but it's not.
Put him in the gas chamber. Get it
It's not
done.
as simple as that. The world and we go back and forth of the gun thing all the time because,
he's a poster child for background check.
Well, let's think about it now. A great point was brought up earlier while on break. Central Florida looks to be the hub of the criminal justice system.
Between Orlando
Florida,
and
just
Tampa.
Florida, man. Central Florida.
I mean, Florida, period.
Yeah,
but with these two incidents.
Is this a case of Trayvon Martin, or is this a case of the stand your ground law? Or are we the only state with the stand your ground law?
No, we're not. No, we're not. And I don't even think it was a matter of that because, all right, because here's the thing. Let's forget. Let's take the gun out of it. Let's take the color out of it. Let's take everything out of it. And when I lived in Montana, there was one murder the entire time I lived there. A guy got knifed in a bar by a guy from Florida.
Florida.
All right. The guy was being an asshole in the bar. That's not allowed in the town where I lived. Assholes are not allowed. And it's actually like, what? This guy was being an asshole. Someone confronted him about it. Asshole pulled a knife and stabbed the guy for confronting him about being an asshole. All right.
What an asshole.
I know.
Where's my Coke? Where's my Coke?
We got a drop. Don't we have a what an asshole drop? So,
what an asshole.
Forget the gun thing. The point is, you never know what the other guy's got. Bruce Lee didn't have a gun. You never know what the other guy's got. If you turn around and decide that you're going to confront someone to their face with violence, you don't know what that person has in their pocket. A knife, a gun, or a black belt. You don't know. It wasn't smart. He should have ignored the man. That doesn't make anything that George Zimmerman right. It doesn't make anything that he did right at all.
Right.
But Trayvon could have made a more intelligent decision rather than an emotional decision, and that's my only point. Sure. I have been in a position to make emotional decisions, and who knows what would have happened.
Right.
At that time. And we're going to have to play musical chairs. Suds is here. We're going to take a break, play the Suds Open, play musical chairs, get them a drink, and all these things. 104, all racist radio, SoFloRadio.com.
All right. Join the radio revolution. SoFloRadio.com.
It's the 1 to 2 hour.
This man suffers from cock and mouth disease, a spreading epidemic that comes from eating contaminated chicken without washing your shoes. The result of sinister chicken processors who slip some cock into the mix. Warning signs of cock and mouth disease include bucking with O-shaped lips, an uncontrollable urge of pecking for nourishment, a glazed face, and fluid dripping out of the mouth. We need your help to find a cure. Your generous contribution of $20 would...
Hey, what are you doing?
Let's swing with the All-Americans on 77 WABC.
I'm a hillbilly Republican butt fucker. Inbred, retarded, and comfortably dumb. I'm a big dick and Bush supporter. In Saudi America, the country I love. God bless America, it says on my truck. Swastikas are tattooed on my nuts. Rummy looks and shiny, don't care about me. I wear it on my sleeve.
Squat down on my pulsating staff and let me watch your balls slapping on my lap. Come on, good Christian brother, help me get off as I gaze upon my naked dick to John Ashcroft.
Younger than dog deal, just like Georgie's brain. That's why I'm devoted to him. Democrats are commies, dissenters and gays. Right-killing Jews living in sin. I'm a hillbilly Republican motherfucker. Inbred, retarded, comfortably dumb. And I believe any goddamn thing they say.
Non-stop music.
I'm going to tell you about my younger days when my health was good, but my mind was crazed by chemical interactions in my brain.
I love this show.
Yes, I got high, you know it's true, but what I'm going to relate to you will keep you just like me from going insane. Cause you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you.
What are you talking about?
Keep off crack, speed, smoke, you'll just get dumber with every toke. Rocks in your head, no wonder it's called stoned. Your heart beats fast, eyes red as hell. The monkey just gets bigger till your money, lungs, and mine will all be blown. But you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you.
Where's my meat?
Beer is good for you. Dope carnivals inside your head can turn into freak shows instead. Face every imagined horror known to you. Beautiful and exotic, paranoid and psychotic. There's nothing left but sawdust when it's through. Hey, don't feel bad and don't feel blue about all this jive I'm laying on you. I'm just trying to make a point and make it clear. No, don't get angry. Don't lose hope. Just because you can't use dope, you can always make a real good case of beer. Cause you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you.
My wiener doesn't whistle.
Beer is good for you. Dark or light, it's brown as honey. Worth its weight in gold or money. Oh, baby, that beer is good for you. Get your tongue a tingle and your mind a buzz and wake up in the morning with a mouthful of fuzz. Oh, baby, that beer is good for you. And you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Yes, it's true. Beer is good for you. Not as good as sex, but it's better than jail. Hookers cost, but so does bail. Oh, baby, that beer is cheaper, too. So
Okay.
Been on the Panama Canal.
Drive home with us today and listen and have your say. It's time for the Spick and Sud Show. And I'm not wearing any clothes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Later, we're not going to be wearing any clothes. They would see. We used to see. We were talking about the radio illusion before we put the webcam up, and some of us resisted it like madness. We could say things like, "Oh, we're in our underwear. Oh, I'm wearing clown face makeup right now. We're dressed up like juggalos." We could just say anything, and they didn't know. People could show up to like the morning show. You know, Joe Rose. When you see him, he's wearing that suit, that tailored suit. You know, he goes to work in his pajamas on the radio, bathroom slippers. And those kind of workout shorts.
That's
that
why
are
a lot of people got into radio.
Threadbare.
That's why I did.
We call it that. Face for radio.
Face
Welcome
for
to the
radio,
show, Suds
yeah.
Coleman.
Wow,
Our very
thank
first
you,
show.
Thank you.
Man,
Man, oh,
Palatial
man.
New SoFlo
Here
Radio
it is, the
Studios.
big anniversary day in the brand new studios.
I know.
I couldn't find it. Well, I found the building, and I got up here. For one thing, getting here, it was just pouring rain.
Yeah.
And down by Davie Road, there was a car on its top, and so that was kind of, and I'm ticked off. And I'm thinking, I'm ticked off, and here's these people standing around their car that's sitting on its top in the middle of the highway in the rain. And so immediately I felt better. And
things aren't so bad anymore.
Yeah.
There's always somebody having a worse day than
So
you.
I got down here, and I left my phone home. Oh, man, I'm telling you.
Really?
Yeah.
I did that. I left my phone. Where is it? I went.
Oh, I got to.
I had to run an errand, like drop my child off at the wife's new apartment right up the road over here. Now we all live in the ghetto. and I left my phone,
big
so it was like
family.
it was like a 10-minute round trip without my phone. I thought I was gonna
Cut it out,
die.
Sly.
I was so uncomfortable. I thought, what if I break down right now? What if I get accosted by a neighborhood watch guy? I don't have a phone or a gun. Now what?
What if I want to win a contest on Y100?
Right. Oh man, that takes me
Well,
back. By the way,
well.
look at this is Rick Shaw's hat over there on top of the coffee container. We're making a shrine. We got the pictures of me and Neil and Krishna. That was a gift, by the way. I'm not a Hindu.
Krishna.
But I am
So
practicing
I
to be
leave
one.
my
I'm
phone home, and I've got the number of the room
Yeah.
on there, and I can't remember what it was. So I'm out there knocking on doors and sticking my, hey, how are you guys doing?
Are you guys a radio station?
Yeah, you guys SoFlo Radio? No, never heard of
No.
that.
There are a lot of
Finally,
doors.
I find a guy, and he says, yeah, it's that one right down there with that bag of trash sitting outside the door. I thought, yeah, that figures.
That's going to be our shingle. We're hanging that from the little frame.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the maintenance guy to put it up.
Oh,
Just a
man.
sack of trash. We wanted to put a sack of shit on there, but there's some building code
Yeah.
compliance
Yeah. Oh, it'll be
problem there. You know.
Code
But is it
enforcement.
a
all that
hotel and
stuff.
like you were expecting room service, like someone to come by and
They
pick up
actually
trash?
do. They do.
They do that.
Yeah, and
They
if
do
you
do
leave
that.
your, and
They
if
do
you leave
do.
your
Yeah.
if you leave your shoes out there, they'll shine
Yeah.
those. No, they won't.
Oh, okay. It's like the
I tell
building
you-
was built in 1930 and like it
Oh,
stayed
yeah,
there.
it was.
Yeah.
Love this building. Love the view. I don't know if you have any time afterwards, Suds, but what I want to do the show regularly on Friday, and part of the tradition at 3 o'clock. You know how at the old studio, as soon as the show was over, we would turn the cameras off and then start smoking crack.
Yeah.
And these now since we're over here
And run around naked in the park.
we're gonna just walk across the street over to Mickey Burns and smoke crack.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's
And
Mickey
we
Burns?
And get hit by.
Mickey Burns Irish Pub.
It's Irish pub
Oh.
downstairs.
Yeah,
I got stopped down here at Los Pinchos, and
Yeah.
that took 20 minutes.
Well, it says we can always get hit by a car at 15 miles per hour. And
Yeah,
die.
there was a
There you
there was
go.
a there was a
Yeah.
traffic
It's always
fatality
that.
out here on the street like last month.
Yeah.
What
Was
about
it
the
real? Oh, jeez.
like the New Orleans band that was playing?
Yeah,
all
we
of a
had
sudden?
we had a live band. Was that this morning?
No, it was
Yesterday or something? We had a
Yesterday?
live band in the
No,
lobby.
no, it's all right.
Like Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we had a live band in the hotel this morning when I was giving Boca a tour of the entire complex, I guess, collectively, the Ramada executive
Right.
offices and the hotel connected by
Conjoined, right.
yeah.
Cool.
Conjoined like identical cousins connected by the spine. Well, they are kind of connected by the spine. They're connected at the rear. Like my country cousin.
Well, I think I hear that band now.
Oh, there we go. Remember Media Monkey? Oh,
I
we
hear
changed
it.
those settings. Why is Media Monkey going there?
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know.
Close it and open it up again. That's all. There we go.
Oh, there, yeah.
That's across the
Bring my
street, though.
kazoo. I didn't bring my kazoo. I have so many things. Close Media
Oh,
Monkey and
boy.
open it up again.
That's Al. Ooh,
Al
hurts.
I remember Al Hurt. Close your Media Monkey, open it up again, and then it'll work. Guarantee it.
Okay.
Play with your monkey.
Or not.
I always wanted to say that.
Love
Hey,
Media
close
Monkey.
your media monkey.
I've done that several times.
I say it. I say it all day long.
You know, the other day I was driving in a car. I felt
Yeah?
this ticklish feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I lifted my skirt.
Yeah.
It was
And I
your
found
monkey.
Ed Snowden.
You're not supposed to get it.
Yeah,
Never
Jack
mind.
and I
Okay,
just
yeah.
look at each other.
never
You see
mind.
the
Just the two of you. Not just the two of you, me and the audience too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just kind of shrug your shoulders like,
The good news is we're not at a restaurant,
Boca.
and you're not the waitress.
Oh.
See,
Making
you
that
think you have
same
waitress
expression?
problems? Just wait. If you go out to eat with Boca Brit, they will.
Oh, my
they won't just spit in your food.
Wait a minute.
If you're lucky, they'll spit in your food.
I found Ed Snowden. Okay, that's more like it.
remember the Russian spy? Two of
Yes.
them from
Oh, no.
about 2 years ago or so. The redhead,
that
the
really
redhead,
beautiful
Anna
yeah.
Maddow, I
Yeah.
think her name was.
Yeah.
She sent Snowden
Anna
a tweet.
Chapman.
Chapman,
Yeah.
that's it. She sent Snowden a
I'll
tweet.
tell her all my secrets.
A tweet yesterday.
make
that
shit
just
up.
said, Snowden, will you marry me? Oh man, he's in Russia.
Ed Snowden is the NSA whistleblower that's running around playing musical chairs.
It's a
I wouldn't
Where's
know about him if
Waldo
not for
type of-
Facebook memes that I share.
right.
I wouldn't know about him. I wouldn't know about Egypt. I wouldn't know about Brazil. Wouldn't know about. I guess it's where is it in Peru? Was it Peru that they just had some things? Or?
Bolivia, I think in regards to Snowden, I think he was trying to hitch a ride with somebody.
Yeah,
The Bolivian president or something
That's-
like
yeah.
that.
It was just
He
out
was at
hitchhiking.
the Russian airport for many days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was
Stuck
doing
there.
that. Yeah.
Like
what's
in
he doing? He's
airport
doing
That's
like,
because they
limbo.
was he
Russian
thinking
planes.
he's Tom
He's
Hanks?
hitching a ride to Bolivia.
Yeah.
Now, what route?
That's
would
when you
that
know
be?
that things are really bad.
Yeah.
I wish I had a computer. I'm gonna get an extra one for the because like now I can't.
Yeah. Look
I can
things
play
up.
audio too.
Uh-huh.
Look stuff up, play audio, play my own drops.
I love that
Getting
NSA
it done.
story. I'm like,
Yeah.
No, no, that's-
I'm loving it because it's all corporate getting all hot under the
Yeah.
collar.
Sure. And the
Exactly
government-
right. man.
Everybody talk about your government being out of step with the will of the people. Everybody's like, yeah, it's Snowden, go, woo! It's like the same thing with the WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, all the governments in the world trying to find this guy and put him in jail, and all the people are like, we really like this guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking narc out what they're doing.
You
You're
know what?
supposed
This,
to be doing the
this,
will of
this,
the
this
people.
is starting to sound a lot like the world of radio, as far as
Uh-oh.
like politics and the whole nine. As far as,
Politics.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just saying.
Write that down. Jack Charles had a good line.
Good line. It's appropriate.
At
too.
118.
118. Okay. No.
And
no,
one
it-
for you.
No.
7/5. All right. One for Jack. One in a row. We
But-
keep score on this shit.
Jack Charles, great DJ name, by the way.
I know. Never trust
Yeah.
anyone with two first names. That's what Neil always says.
Except for
The
me.
Jack Charles Show.
So Randy has the right idea. Randy rocks. Just show up with your fake name. Give them your fake name.
Yeah.
And go with it. I
And
made
your
the
alter
mistake
ego.
of telling
Try
them my
it
real
on,
name,
Randy-
and now
Randy
there.
rocks.
Look, I use my real name. I'm stuck with it. Oh my god.
He could
Oh
be
my
the new
God.
Chuck Leonard.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Another guy with two first names.
That's what I like about Twitter. I change my name every 4 days or so.
Do you?
Yeah,
I do that in real life.
I'm Regis McIntyre right now.
Well, I'm Leroy.
By the way, it is worth your while to follow Suds on Twitter.
Yeah, best show on Facebook
do
is
that
the
right
Suds
now.
Coleman Show.
Suds has great funny lines.
Oh.
Another
Yeah, well, Twitter's. I have almost. Well, I can't say I've abandoned Facebook, but the time I
still like
go
it.
there has been drastically cut. I love Twitter.
You can just link your Twitter to your Facebook.
Yeah, it's linked.
That's different. People use Twitter as like a global chat thing, and I don't like chat, and I don't have time for that. I have text for the people that have urgent messages or need to get a hold of me right away. There's like different. Am I the only one? Different levels of communication. Email for when I can take my time getting back to you. Send me an email if it's not pressing. If it is pressing, send me a text. If it's really, really pressing, call and speak to my voice, my mouth.
I'm an old-fashioned girl. I prefer a phone call.
I
want
prefer
to hear your voice.
I prefer a phone call, but people.
I'm getting an applause from Dan.
I'm mostly a texter. Mostly, I get so I got surprised the other day when my camera rang.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm totally getting an
any
iPad
of
with the
these
drop
here?
box.
Yeah.
That-
I will be running that for you.
What?
Did I spell it right?
I'll just wait for these guys to exchange information over here.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm following Suds on Twitter.
Excellent. With what? S hole? Is that what you said?
S hole.
How do you
Yeah.
spell that?
No, just an S. Jeez, you guys are so filthy. Thank you.
Yes, we are. And welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are internet radio.
How much time do we have before a break here? Because I'm going to ask somebody to do something.
Go ahead.
What? Ask somebody to do
That's
something.
all right.
No, I'll wait.
I
I'll
vote
wait
for
till the
Dan.
I'll wait.
Well, here's the thing. I need a YouTube video
Okay.
of I Can't Quit Her.
I Can't Quit Her, and this is
Yeah.
something you want to play on the air? or
Just a little bit of it. I need about 30 seconds of it to.
That's what she said.
To show Boca Brittany here. Something. This has been
Well, if
playing
you want
on
to
like
show
a.
Boca, then you should use Boca's computer.
This
Open
has
up your-
been just playing
Well,
on a little
that
sub
stalls the break,
program
but okay.
in my brain for the last year.
Oh, wait. Do this first.
Now that we're talking about Twitter.
Suds Trump's break. I need to
Okay.
charge my
Oh,
stun
well,
gun up.
well,
You know.
sorry, we can do this
No,
during the
we're
break.
going to go on YouTube.
Okay. And I-
YouTube. By the way,
Yes.
have you tried? We're on what is it? UStream right now.
Yes,
right?
we are.
Have you tried the YouTube broadcast?
I haven't.
thing?
I haven't. Is it good? Because I want to.
It's
I want to get on
way
there.
better than Ustream.
Well, then that's
Ustream
it.
blows.
Screw you, Ustream. We're going to YouTube because we upload to YouTube immediately afterwards anyway.
So I guess Ustream is not a potential
It sucks.
sponsor.
What I had to go through to listen and watch
try that?
Nicole last week, it was popping and burping and dropping, and then the rollout ads duplicating. I mean, like twin spins, the same ads, like Allstate, Allstate, Allstate.
Oh
And
no!
I had to turn it off and find an alternate way to hear her. Best thing to do was to wait till the show is over, just run it back. But when Ustream runs the shows back, they don't do all the rollout ads and everything. You could hear the whole show.
Okay.
Now on the YouTube broadcast, YouTube, that's new.
Tib.
YouTube doesn't run ads interrupting you in the middle of the live feed.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Well, you know what? That may be great right now. I bet you they'll change that. Ustream didn't used to do that.
Oh, it's bad now. They're running 2 and 3 rollouts at once, randomly, right in the middle of someone's sentence.
Yeah.
It's
I've
it's
noticed that,
goddamn
yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Ustream.
Oh, they
you
don't know
suck.
or care when. Yeah, it does suck. And by the way, we went to Ustream because Livestream. We were using Livestream originally, if you recall, and they started doing that. And we said, "Screw you, we're going to go to Ustream." They don't do that, and then as soon as we switched over, they started. So.
Okay.
Just because YouTube isn't doing it now doesn't mean they're not going. And remember, YouTube didn't have any of those ads at the bottom or the pre-rolls or anything, and then they do, and now they do, and you can skip ad in a minute and a half.
And Nicole brought this up. Why don't they provide a schedule when they run the ad? You can break for the ads.
Because
rather
fuck
than
you.
us
That's
ha-
why.
yeah,
'Cause what do you
that's the ad,
Because
exactly.
what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Shoot me? You don't have a gun, liberal. Fuck you. That's what-
Radio.
Is why I think all the liberals should. I think the liberals should take over the NRA by arming themselves more than the Republicans and becoming a scarier, crazier, just in reputation, a scarier group image-wise than the right wingers. That's my big plan. You don't actually have to do anything. Just have them. Just buy them and have like pose for pictures on Facebook with your AK-47 or your Vulcan minigun or your cannon or your bazooka and go, yeah, all right, we got them too. Now what? Huh? Just to prove a point.
I can't quit her.
I noticed.
know why.
You know what you sounded like? The
I can't-
password man.
I can't.
For our
quit her.
audience
Oh,
at
is that
home.
right?
I can't quit her.
That
Do you want me to
answer
play some
is
filler music?
True. No, that's all right. It'll be here in just a minute. This is something I've been thinking about for over a year, and to get Brian to
Blood, sweat, and
get
tears.
Brittany to no.
Actually, wasn't a bad song. Wasn't a hit.
I'm
Go
waiting.
ahead, Jorge.
Come on. No, I want to hear this. You're saying
So
I
the
can't
Arbors
quit her,
did it.
and I'm
Those
posting
poor
on
bastards,
Twitter.
Everybody ripped them off. The Arbors. I guess it was the name that did it.
This is Sud's idea. I'm not going to stall for you.
Well,
you had this
you
idea.
know, I
We're doing
had it on my phone, and I was going.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, call Pam and tell her to bring it. Oh wait, you don't have your phone.
I hate being,
Again,
Jesus. I've only had this stinking phone for 2 years, and already I'm so addicted.
Imagine feeling this way before.
Do you
that.
erase your text messages?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank God. All right. Because, boy, I lost my phone once, and I'm thinking, oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Oh, that must have been a gem
Somebody
to
that has some
find.
entertainment.
Are you kidding me?
Entertaining reading.
All right, well, let's try this and see. I don't
Make
know.
an entire,
I'll leave the room without
make
my
an entire
phone.
Facebook page just for that.
Because, I just think this is a really. This is the crappiest version of this song already. I can tell. Never mind.
That's them.
Never mind.
I can't quit her.
I can't Twitter.
She got a hold on me.
Then let's look that up.
I can't Twitter.
There you go, Boker.
Now, you write a little parody song. I can't.
Somebody did that.
You write the song, I can't Twitter, and then post it on Twitter. You'll be a millionaire overnight.
Yeah, just like all my other big hits.
Yeah, exactly. If you hadn't have squandered all that money.
Oh, what's this? Hold on.
That's right.
I got it.
They already have it.
It's already up.
Somebody already did it.
Yeah. Too late.
Never mind.
Let's hear it.
This guy's tweeting at his keyboard.
Rachel Maddow.
Rachel Maddow.
Oh, that's Richard Maddow. It's like Stephen King.
You're a genius, Suds.
Just a slow genius.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, that's enough of that crap.
Yeah, I'll say.
Shoot him
When,
in the
when
foot.
was that video posted?
Yeah.
When did it go up?
5 minutes ago. No, 2010.
10.
Oh.
He's on a slow track.
January 25, 2010. This is almost
I didn't even
2009.
have Twitter then. So
you didn't
That's
have
how
a
much you
smartphone
can't
then.
Twitter.
yeah.
You were on a Nokia.
Well, this
black
is
and
really
white screen.
This is
Metro
a great day.
PCS.
A Pinocchio.
Oh, let me flip my phone
Well, it
open.
was a really good idea, obviously.
Yeah, well,
I wanted to ask you about the HTCs, the new ones, the HTC
Ask
one.
Someone else.
Okay, like I said, we'll move on to another
I'm an
topic.
iPhone
Oh,
guy.
they're great.
Oh, I love my
thank you very
Galaxy.
But here's the problem with the HTC One.
Yeah.
I love that aluminum case.
It's a nice looking phone.
but you can't get to the battery and you can't get to the memory.
Other than that,
other than that, it's not bad. Okay,
But
never
it's
mind.
but it performs like a
Is that the one with the speakers on the front?
no.
Yeah.
That's the this is the HTC
it's
One.
a nice looking frame and
all
a big
metal?
screen.
But
Yeah.
the one you are talking about is an HTC, but it's not
Yeah.
the same model.
Okay.
Oh,
But that's the one I would go for actually. But that's what I'm gonna get.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Samsung. Thank you.
now on the Galaxy, does that take a standard RCA? Phono plug
no, the micro.
I know I do.
Oh, you're talking about the headphone?
for headphones?
They're
yeah.
all standard.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
no.
No.
Which one isn't?
It's right there.
Wait a minute.
Mine.
Well, the one you
Look
got
at
in
the size of that
Czechoslovakia.
thing.
What is
That's
it?
what it was. And somebody's
Oh, it's
trying.
Metro PCS. What is it?
I bumped into Ed Snowden. He
That's a-
sold me that thing.
That's a tiny hole you have there, Boca.
Yeah, that's I've been told.
I couldn't fit anything in there.
That's why I use lube.
I don't think I have anything that would fit in there at all.
No, you don't. Anyway.
I noticed that your hole is inside your pink slot.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
show
Ow!
the phone.
I don't
Show
have
the,
the drops,
the
so.
phone is covered with a pink case.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
very nice.
and it's flexible.
And
too.
so is Boca's hole.
Yeah.
It's covered with a pink case.
Now, I have never. I've seen adapters, but I've never seen equipment come with it.
What?
Just me neither.
Thank
no
you.
way to get
Are we
around
ready for a commercial break here?
Well, where's that rim shot now? Huh? But yeah. All right.
There it is.
Oh,
Rim
wow.
shot. Sud said rim shot.
Rim
I have
shot.
tears
Should
in
we
my eyes.
should we end on this high note? Take a
No,
little-
we can't because I was doing.
Oh, you're doing that
I
thing.
can't
Okay.
Twitter.
We're still waiting on equipment to come.
Oh,
back.
No,
man.
we'll do one break this hour and then we'll come back.
Oh no,
I'll-
just
I'll-
whenever you're ready. We got to talk to Suds about all those great TV shows that he's finally catching
We'll
up
go
on.
right on.
Tell me that you've caught up on something, Suds.
No, not really. I'm what the hell am I watching now? Well, I'm watching. Oh, what is that?
Did you? But thing is,
No, did you watch? Because Randy watches
If-
Game of Thrones,
Game
which
of
Boca
Thrones.
refers
No.
to as Gay of Thrones.
Hello?
You'll appreciate this. Boca, get this, Randy, but there's one of the things that you're going to get to know about Boca. It's like once the mind's made up, it's made up no matter what. Like no matter what it was, how wrong the initial impression was. That's it. There's no going back. Remember, like I don't know how many seasons into Game of Thrones it was before we got to the episode where you saw the dude shaving the other dude's chest.
And they were
Was that
sucking
like
their
season
nipples?
2? Was that on season 2 or something like that? It was the very first time that anything gay showed up on the
Yeah,
show.
I think that may have been the second season.
It was too gay for me.
In the middle. What does that tell you?
No, that sings.
After a season and a half of telling this lady to watch this show, it's really good. Finally, in the middle of that episode, goes, I popped it on. Some dude was shaving this other dude's chest, and I said, this is a gay show. Flipped it off. I'm surprised you like it. And that's it. That's all. So
That was the end.
talking
Oh.
about the wrong impression.
You gotta
because it's
you gotta
wall-to-wall
get in there.
boobies.
But I do like
There
Dinky
are a
Dinklage.
lot of
He's
boobies
very
there.
good.
I think
I
the
enjoy
only
him.
show that has more gratuitous like sex is that one on Showtime, like Blood and Sand. What is that?
Oh,
What am I talking about?
Oh, Spartacus, which I call Penicus, which
Spartacus.
is just penises, man. It's just
Spartacus
nudity and Lucy
is-
Lawless's
wow.
boobs and like penis and the cutting off of penises and just.
Like I won't watch that show with my family.
No, you cannot. No, the wife.
It gets kind of uncomfortable.
would watch that. The ex-wife, she just gets all excited about that show, and and I called it Penicus because of how
You like
excited yes, she does.
See, I don't like those shows
They're really
because I
young.
don't like the era. Sorry.
Too many memories.
The era what?
Why you?
Randy gets one. Whoa, 131. 7-5. Randy gets a point. Jesus Christ! I had no idea we had so much talent in the room.
So what's the score?
1 up.
All right.
Right. And like Suds has been here. Suds is usually the comedy anchor. I'm very inspired by Suds. Suds is the consummate. Like everybody wants to be Suds. I wish that I.
Yeah.
Aw.
Not today.
I want to look. I want to look as good as Suds at his age. He's 87.
Suds, you look good.
This is what not having
88
children
next
will do
month,
for
yeah.
you. You know, children. In case you don't know, they suck life from you as they develop. Like the life that they start like leading their life force is actually drawn from the parent. That's how it works.
Oh.
So your hair starts falling out and everything. Suds never had children, right? He might as well be a vampire. Suds looked like that the day I met him. That was 25 years ago.
Wow. Boy, am I in trouble.
Good maintenance.
Yeah, I'm 27.
And
Oh my.
That's some hard
Oh.
women. Hard women.
Suds is the only person who has a name worse than mine, but that's what. See, he has a nickname, so he doesn't have to use his real name. You'll never guess his real name.
Okay.
Wrong. It's Selborn.
Selborn.
I know.
Selborn?
What were you thinking, Mom? I know. That's like stillborn. Were you born in a cell? Yeah, prison cell. I was cellborn. You know.
I tried to see if I could read what I wrote.
I was
I
hellborn.
brought my
I was
glasses
born from
this
hell.
time.
And says originates from where?
Oh, just clean living. That's why I'm here.
That and the crack cocaine.
Hey, Suds. Do you
All
remember,
chemicals, please. Right here.
Do you remember a remote you did with Rick?
No.
Good.
Oh.
Good for you. You guys were down at a Ruby Tuesday or something down in Coconut Grove or Coral Gables.
Yeah.
And you were getting so much feedback and so many audio problems. And Rick just
Why
finally
does
said,
this have to
F it,"
happen to
and
me?
just you guys did the show over all the noise.
It was Cinco de Mayo, I think, and I forget the name of the place. But
Sick-
yeah,
it
I
was
remember
Cinco de
that.
It was something. Yeah, it was Fat Tuesdays or Ruby
Yeah,
Tuesday or something
Fat
like that.
Tuesdays.
And you guys, no matter what you were doing, no matter what the I think it was on IOD. It was IOD, obviously about '94, and it was just listening to him scream in the microphone was just ridiculous.
It was a bad day.
Pulled out my
Hello,
floppy last
SoFlo
night.
Radio.
It was
Hello.
just covered.
Oh,
Just
geez.
covered
Oh.
with dust.
Hello. And they hung up. Hey, that was an excellent call quality. Remember, I told everybody's got to keep an eye on this phone thing. Although if we keep the phone pod up, I'll hear the boop beep boop boop,
be
which
great
I
if
hate.
Rick called.
That Skype thing. Rick,
I know he's listening.
We got back in touch, then we lost touch, and then what's going on with Rick these days? Suds? Do you have any idea?
I don't think anything all that new and spectacular. He's still in Oregon.
Okay,
So
that's it.
that's about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I have a niece. She's in Oregon.
Yeah.
There you go.
You
There
remember
you
that
go, man.
computer game Oregon Trail?
Yeah.
Jack,
Well, it
do
was
you
a
remember that one?
it was a paper game first before it was computer. I know you kids. You don't know that.
Yeah, we were
before
raised on the
computers, there
computers.
was papers. I know. My oldest daughter learned her ABCs on the keyboard while sitting on my lap. Before she wrote with a big crayon, she was typing it out on the keyboard, and now she is one with
Here's
the
a new
machine.
name.
She doesn't even have to touch the machine anymore. It's like the Matrix. She just waves her hand over it, and things start happening.
God forbid a hurricane hits you, or you're in hell.
I'm not in hell. I know how to amuse myself without computers. It's called masturbation. It goes like this. Right? It's amazing. It's almost like having sex.
Self-love.
You know how when you look at porn on your computer,
No.
it's like that, but without the computer. I know,
No.
dude. You used your imagination brain.
hands?
Head,
Oh.
Yeah. You just used the memories of sex you've had before. And since Jack does have children, I know for a fact that he has had sex at some point in his life.
Right.
The Amish girl over there, I'm not so sure about. Because she's
Well, we always have those ads, so we know I'll be having sex.
I have actual proof. When people like
Swingers ads.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, when
that's
people
not
walk
proof
by
that
with
you've had
children,
sex.
it's like, I know what you did.
I've got DNA testing. It's like, you did it. You totally did it.
You
Oh,
did
I
it.
know what you've
You
been
had sex
doing.
with your husband, you slut. They do that. And I had to use my children as self-defense at QAM because, and I didn't mean self-defense because I had the nerve to say I'm not interested in watching other men play games, and they'd go, "Oh, you must be gay." I go, yes, yes, I'm gay because I don't want to watch men in see-through pants. Bend over, and one man walks up behind the other man, who's bent over with his legs spread,
and take your balls.
And then he walks up to the guy with his legs spread. He slaps him on the taint with the back of his hand and goes, and then they all jump in a pile.
Go Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
gay sports
since-
bits
because
coming up.
I'm not watching that, because I'm not into watching that, that makes me gay. Okay, sure. My children, on the other hand, they're going to be brokenhearted when I tell them that I'm really not into women. They're just going to be crushed when I tell them that it was all fake, that I was banging mommy.
was a
that
ruse.
I was actually thinking about football players all the while. They're going to be so disappointed.
Hut one.
Yeah, no, you hut one. I'll hut two.
I got your hut over here.
Are you queuing something up? You feverishly.
Feverishly, you know, it's like I'm really.
I just use the media monkey.
You know,
this should be called Safari.
If you know the name of the bit, it'll come up.
A friend of the show.
Breaks, liners. I can't find them, and I know they're here. The folders are there, but
Yeah.
then they're not in a folder.
Just play with the monkey already.
I know.
See where it says break?
He's
Now,
got all he can handle being
naturally,
him.
wouldn't there be the phone numbers in the break folder? They're not there.
No,
That's what
Oh
I'm
my
I know.
saying.
They're in where they're supposed to be, not
They're
where
not
they
in the
used to
break
be.
folder.
That's all going away. Who's got BO? Is that
Not me.
Dan? Who's here? Dan, I don't know.
Hudspeth has just entered the
Oh,
building.
okay. Well,
Cool,
that's supposed to be
Chris.
here because I don't know.
Did you say
Are you
who
looking for a
has
Skype
BO?
liner?
Yeah, well, I found one.
Well, they're in the. I know where they are, but if you just do a search,
I
it'll
know
come
where
right
they
up.
are, and I'm not telling you. It's going to be a game of.
No, dude, stop fighting me!
Thrones?
Stop fighting me!
Wait a minute. He's fondling my mouse.
You don't have to do things the hard way.
Following your mouse, you're playing with
Skype
your
numbers.
monkey.
Oh
What's going
my
on here?
God.
That's right.
Skype
Just-
numbers. There they are, George. Skype.
But where?
Well,
Where's the folder?
There they are.
It's
but
a
why don't you
mystery.
just drag them from there? It shows you where they are in the path.
Oh, Randy, don't do that.
But just take the one you want and drag it up from there.
Well, you just write them on your arm.
I found one.
It'd be like somebody putting a can of soup in your hand and saying, "What aisle did that? I'm not going to buy it until you tell me what aisle it came from." It's in your hand.
Then you open the soup and there's no
it's
soup
actually,
inside.
You have it. It's actually right there in your hand. You don't have to worry about what aisle it came from. It's here.
Taste
there it
the
is.
soup. Taste the soup.
None of those folders are going to be there
It's my
after a
favorite
while.
place, the
You
aisle
know
of
how many
soup.
gigs? You know how many crazy gigs of chaff and nonsense we have in there? We've collected audio over the years. We've got comedy bits that maybe you'd appreciate because they're about things that nobody even remembers
No, a
anymore.
lot of them can go. but-
Yeah, and I'm not talking about your
but
stuff.
these are not bits I'm looking for. I'm looking for
I know.
stuff.
I know. And they're getting organized and reorganized. Everything had to be collected from a whole bunch of different places into that one computer. So there. And it's got to be consolidated and organized so that other people can find it besides just it's like Neil's cart rack organization system. Other people besides just one person need to be able to find things.
Like the Dewey Decimal System.
Indeed. What was that? Why, I remember the Dewey Decimal System.
Well, like this drop says here.
So what, do you want to make a federal case out of it?
Yeah, well, like
Why
that,
not?
like the Ed Snowden.
Yeah.
Ed
Better-
Snowden.
They're gonna get
Some anemic
Interpol on him.
tech. The whole world's looking.
I'm
for
totally lost. I love that though.
Me too.
You're
Isn't
on.
that good?
Let me
What,
ask
what, Dan?
You know,
What is it, Dan? Everybody stop talking so Dan can say something.
I'd like to ask a question.
Okay.
there is a page on Facebook for Neil Rogers. Are you taking active? Brian is, Brittany is on it. I am on it. Are you taking active role in that with all the drop-ins and all that type of stuff?
I don't know what you mean. Like adding audio to it. What do you mean by active
Brittany,
role?
what are they doing in terms of all the audio? What do you know about it? Because I mean, I'm new to the page myself. I thought you might have some background on
Michael,
right? Michael's a fan.
He does a yeoman's job.
Right.
Yes.
He's got a huge collection of Neil Rogers audio, and he's posting it online.
And David
on YouTube.
What else?
And Bruce something.
He's of anybody's been trying to fill Eric's shoes as far as archiving.
Oh, Bruce
and
Vernon.
No,
Yeah.
Bruce. There's a Barry Rose, Michael, and a Bruce Clifford. I think his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Cliff
Right,
Baker.
and I mean, it's a fantastic little community on there, and you know, there's been an argument going on recently about photography or whatever. But you're talking about all the audio bits that are on here or whatever. Can't you just access the page or whatever?
I can access all the bits that they're talking about.
Okay.
Most and a lot. You know, the Camaro bit that came up last week,
right?
Or 2 weeks ago, somebody mentioned it should be in here.
So what's
It's aight,
the
but I
big
can't
breakfast?
find it.
Do you know the name of
Big
it?
breakfast in
I think it's
Panama.
called
what do
Camaro.
they
It's
like
very
that?
simple. By the way, anybody listening from that page,
Oh.
if they have a request,
yeah,
George can play it, or I can play it on my show. But that's the
Right.
funny thing; they don't pay attention to that stuff.
No, here's the wonderful thing about the Neil Rogers audience, who we love. I get and have always gotten from day one, sitting there. I mean, my ass wasn't warm in the seat before fans were calling me up, asking me to make them copies of some comedy bit, and this was 20 odd years ago. Since that day, that very first day, every single day, whether phone, email, snail mail, smoke signals, or telepathic messages a la Vulcan Mindlock, fans wanting me to do something for them that I can't get through their head is shit we do for money, shit that somebody else did for money. Like you walk into Publix and ask the checkout guy that's washing the vegetables, yo, give me a couple grapes. We sell these. Yeah, it's just I want a couple.
Just don't ask.
We actually sell these grapes. No, but they want you to do something for them for free, like make a copy of a comedy bit. You mean the comedy bit that Boca Brian worked really hard on, that Boca Brian wants to sell for money? You want me to take a copy, make a copy of something that isn't mine, and give it to you for free? And
That never happens.
where you could buy it off of Boca Brian or buy one of Boca Brian's CDs. Remember,
It's happened for over 20 years.
Yeah, there you are.
Boca Brian put these CDs, and I'm going to get the CDs and put them up if for no other reason for display, because I have a very inclusive collection of Boca CDs over the year and the best of Neil CDs that we've made and everything. And these are CDs that Boca has tried to sell online and out of the back of his car for years. I don't know, how much have you made in all of the years together by selling CDs or audio comedy to the fans?
About
to the
30 minutes if you count Ed Snowden, yeah.
About 30, bro.
Right. And yet, so the demand is there. I know the demand is there because they're calling, they're writing, they're texting. Hey, I remember that comedy bit that Neil had about the soda. Can you get me a copy of that?
No.
I'd like to introduce you to the new radio station we have. It's called Fuck You Radio. I don't understand that. In no other business would you expect to approach someone and ask them to do something for free that you know that it's what they do for money. Here's a whole bunch of people calling up on the. I really hate the Skype sound anyway. Hello, SoFlo Radio.
Well, I like that. Yeah.
Hi, I'm John from Hollandale.
Hi, John from Hollandale.
Can we see some ID, John?
Pardon?
I said,
never
go
mind.
ahead. Never mind.
Just wanted
go
to
ahead.
throw in some comments. It's a great site, and
thank you.
I don't think anyone's trying to rip off Neil, Boca or.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I'm sorry, John. Go ahead.
No, I don't think you're getting my point. People, we're posting. Michael is posting Neil shows. Michael, Neil, and all these other people are posting bits and drops and everything on there. I don't need anyone either now, in the past, or in the future, asking me to make them a copy of something because they want it. All right? Do you understand that? See. But the Neil Rogers tribute, great. Post stuff on there, do it all. But still, I get now, thanks to Facebook, and I get Facebook messages now from people saying, "Hey, remember that Barney takes a dump bit? That was really funny. Oh, where can I get a copy of that?"
Go ahead, John.
My life is made out of time, as yours is, I'm sure. if I decided to humor even just a little bit those kinds of requests, it would be a full-time job. It wouldn't be a hobby. It would be a full-time job. There are thousands of Neil Rogers fans out there. All of them want copies of one thing or another. There are people that even request clips of the show's experts. Hey, remember that Neil you did a really good rant about the Boca Burgers or something? Do you have that? Do you have that on a tape? Some people want copies of their own phone calls to Neil. I called Neil in 1997, and I thought it was really funny. Do you have a copy of that? I've never in my life. I know that. Not everybody understands other people's businesses, but I've never encountered a lack of understanding of show business. It's just like with regards to this show and talk radio. Please, everybody do a wonderful job. Post the fun out of any recorded audio you can, up to and including what we're doing over here. But just don't ask me to stop what I'm doing. I might be busy masturbating or something and getting close to finishing. Don't make me stop what I'm doing to do a personal favor. We produce audio for money. That's our job. We produce audio for money. If you want to hear the audio comedy that we produce, tune us in. Tune us in. We'll play it. You'll hear Boca Brits all the time. As a matter of fact, Boca had a good line. Thanks to Alan Michaels. If you want to hear a Boca Brian bit, just open up any web browser. Go to any website. You'll hear it.
You don't mind if I borrow that hard drive now, do you, Boca?
He was supposed to share the money with you. Of course, he's not making any money. He just drives you crazy. Right. Alan, go ahead, sir.
I said I do have some Boca CDs.
Sell them on eBay and keep the money.
Keeping them.
I'm shocked.
You could bring them to the next appearance we do and get them autographed. They'll be worth more.
It's right here to my left. So,
okay.
But I just want to, when I'm on the site, basically, and I'll call you out because we're friends on Facebook and you're friends with the site. But I just want some information. I don't want anything for free.
Well, that's you. I'm not talking about
Go ahead,
you
John.
necessarily.
Of things.
Well, we've got information for you.
You have answered things, and I do listen to Boca. Not always on Sunday, but I do stream it through the podcast.
Excellent. Thank you.
So,
we all thank you.
You're doing a great job. And
thank you, John.
I don't know
Go ahead, John.
What's going on with the picture thing with Bill Cook and the rest of the group? That was kind of weird.
Who?
You do?
Is that Bill Cook?
Oh, Bill Cook, the Bill Cook show.
Photographer.
Who's Bill Cook?
Yeah.
Well, stumped Boca Brian?
That was the picture thing. I don't know.
147 color stumped Boca Brian. You should call it more often.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was going to comment on it, but then I'm reading all the things where these guys were trashing each other, and I've never experienced that. So.
We're trashing each other?
No, we were talking earlier about when you put something on the internet, a photograph or something. If it's an original photograph and you don't put a watermark on it, once you put something on the internet, it's pretty much fair game, whether it's legal or not, whether it's true or not. It's pretty much fair game. And this guy posted a lot of pictures of Neil, and people are borrowing them, putting them there, here, and there, and now he wants to take them back and get the money back.
They're not his.
Well, yeah, once they're out there, you're right.
What do you mean take them back?
It's not his pictures
I don't understand.
to begin with.
He's claiming that people are taking his photographs and putting them on different websites. The photographs of Neil.
Yeah, and?
Okay. Now, if you put them on the internet without a watermark or something like that to identify them as your photograph, people are going to start grabbing them. It's as simple as that. It's
so they put Getty images over the top of all the tits.
Exactly.
The paparazzi nip slip at the
the old spring break pictures. You and I need to have a conversation about that,
or not. But yeah, I don't know who this Bill Cook is, but he sounds like a douchebag.
Okay.
Just like
Bill
that.
Cook.
You all have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead, John.
Thank you, John.
I think I've said what I needed to say.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Thank you, John. Hey, are you drinking already?
Well, yeah, it's Friday.
All right. Okay. That explains it then. Thank you. All right. Good. I was worried about you there for a while.
So that's another thing I like about Twitter. There's none of this hassling and haggling, and every once in a while, you see somebody breaks up on Twitter, and it's all, it's not at me, it's at you. And
yeah, but Twitter is just conversations. Facebook is everything: pictures, videos, memes, posts, party invites, events. It's just all inclusive. I still miss MySpace before they screwed it up, because you could make your page whatever you want. There you go. Post stuff.
George is still
chat.
on Friendster.
Hey, Friendster.
What I really enjoyed about MySpace back in the day is that you could
Back in the day, wow.
right? You could upload stuff, and then you could set a date that
Mhm.
it would that
Disappear,
it would be
yeah.
viewed,
They're actually
or
making-
then
Sure.
when it would go away.
What I liked about it was just very customizable. I learned HTML from, MySpace,
the
from
codes
like
and all
posts,
that,
and doing
yeah.
codes to get my page looking nice.
Right.
And
do that?
Hey, they're actually making a comeback.
because of
Yeah.
music.
Music,
MySpace.
right.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake
Wait a
brought
minute.
it out.
Let's wait for these people.
Did you? Yeah, but
just-
wait a second.
No,
Multiple
but Justin Timberlake actually bought some percentage in it.
I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
So he's in cahoots with Rupert now, huh?
Yeah, I
He
guess.
is so talented.
MySpace?
He's
Yeah,
so
well,
Rupert
ugly.
bought that along.
So MySpace
George
is
and
used
I
primarily
were at
for
odds
music.
about that because
Go ahead, John.
when it
Oh.
first came, remember Neil wanted he didn't want it. It was Miguel.
I don't even know what
wanted
you're-
Neil.
Oh,
on
MySpace.
Yes.
Yes.
And Rupert, there was a negotiation going on to buy it from Rupert for
Okay.
$10 billion or something like that.
Right.
And I said no. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. You've got to. I made
Right.
it the shittiest looking page you could possibly.
It's
I said
very
nasty
shitty
things.
looking, yeah.
I didn't want anything to do, but it was.
It was a
part of the
tool. It was a
show.
promotional tool. When you're in show business, you have to do everything, free advertising,
Right.
whatever. So I just really missed it. You could go to somebody's page and like immediately find out, like you knew what kind of personality they had, if they had a sense of humor, if they were a butt plug, if they were into yoga, if they were a vegan. Just like bam, as soon as the page loaded,
I'm into
there
autoerotic
was.
asphyxiation.
Hey. That's my
Facebook.
that's my porn producer name.
Homoerotic?
Autoerotic, OTTO. I have
autoerotic.
different names for different vocations. Autoerotic.
You know we're late for a
And my
break?
gangster rapper name is Fatty Meats with a PH.
Fatty Meats.
Fatty Meats. PHATTYMEA.
Fatty Meats, aka Heart Attack.
Yes. And you people haven't heard me gangster rapping yet.
You people. We're going there already, huh? You people.
You
Really?
people, you black people, you people here. Well, it's because you're new. Everybody else has, and I've done it on the show. You people. It's like Paula Dean.
Oh.
What do you people think about that? It's like, do you give a rat's ass, or you got something more important to worry about? How about this? How about I'm going to take issues with her because she's killing people. She's a hypocrite. She's got diabetes and she's promoting sugar and butter. 5 fat people I've had to say goodbye
Yes,
to in my
yes,
life.
yes.
All the people that I know that drink and smoke, and it's fat food has killed them.
Is that
And here's-
PHAT?
No, it's FAT, death.
Fat.
That's how you spell death.
Yeah.
SUH, what? Sugar. How do you spell sugar?
Isn't it funny how-
SUGAR, sugar, fat. You're gonna die.
Shut your mouth.
Well, this is the because we only
He's
get
talking about
visited.
chef.
We only get visited by people of color every once in a while. So having permanent staff members is great. That's why we have the Sir Daryl radio experience in midday. And he's a place filler and a token.
Ah, yes. I
Because-
noticed that.
So now that we have you people in here, we don't have to have this token exchange student from out of town anymore.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna actually have our own. We have our own black people now. Thank you very much, Daryl. We don't need you anymore. We were just borrowing you. Color up the station a little bit.
Fit the quota.
Yeah.
Brown people represent.
Yeah.
The most diverse online network.
We're diverse and perverse.
Yeah.
Radio
Diverse
network.
and perverse. What?
But how did the
By the way, Jack, just so you know,
that
just to
sounds
be-
like a liner right there.
I
Jack's
guess you're the
Diverse and perverse.
selective black male that has
But
been
I-
invited
Wow.
to the party.
But Jack is of Haitian descent, so even he doesn't exactly count.
Yeah.
Because I know
Sucks.
right here.
Yeah.
Are we gonna play the
Stop
Haitian
it.
mud cookies?
What about what about Haitians Bank? Remember that?
Haitians Bank?
Remember that old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haitian. There's a comedy bit.
No, I don't.
Haitians Bank.
Do I?
Haitian mud cookies coming up.
Haitian mud cookies. They're good in the winter.
I've got.
Yeah, I've never had it before. So I don't know.
You never had Haitian mud cookies
I
before?
haven't,
Well, if you find the recipe, I know where there's a lot of mud. It's where the old studio used to be.
Yeah,
The parking
exactly.
lot. It's a permanent mud puddle. I
Lake
call
George.
it Lake George.
Lake
right?
George, exactly.
I know nothing. I know nothing about what's going
But the
on.
Haitian mud
Haiti
cookies.
had that big tsunami, that big thing. It
Yes.
was all right.
The
Yeah.
people
And
were
then
starving.
on
The
the
people had to
news,
make mud
they had
cookies
This
and pies.
was a woman actually making Cookies out of
And
mud?
this cruel
I'm
daughter of a
glad
bitch.
I'm glad he finds the humor in that.
Right.
Well,
Boca finds
I don't
humor
know
in
if you
starving
had a-
black people. That makes Boca laugh and laugh and laugh.
He laughs at black people.
She must have took a hit on the day old.
Oh my god.
What do you do? Don't tell me there's no humor there.
It's humor.
What
It's
humor? What humor?
Boca humor.
kinda like
It's funny
Skittles
and
poop.
sure to offend. Ding. Right. 5 till 2 on all offensive humor radio.
Oh, boy.
SoFloRadio.com.
If it goes on.
SoFloRadio.com, your headquarters for weed and prostitution.
The Keebler Elves have what looks like a brand new chocolatey treat.
Ew, that one didn't turn out so good.
Keebler presents Haitian mud cookies.
They look like chocolate, but they're not. Flour's expensive. Then how do we do it? You begin by crushing a complacent middle class into a fine powder, like this. Oh.
The big surprise are the tiny rocks that resemble nuts.
Now that's organically fresh.
Keebler Haitian mud cookies, coming soon to the vacant lot behind your abandoned local grocer.
Tonight, the History Channel goes in search of cultural heritage in South Florida, birthplace of the early bird and home to the world's oldest Buick dealership. Travel with us to the land of Pompano to learn more about famous landmarks such as I Love Lucite, Noodle Cadoodle, Chuck Zink, and Skoogans. Discover South Florida, the place where no one gives a shit. Tonight on the History Channel.
SoFloRadio.com. We rub you the right way.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
SoFloRadio.com. Give us a call at 954-99-00036. Skype name SoFlo Radio. Mobile users call 954-990036. Skype name SoFlo Radio.
Watch yourself. I wouldn't go in there. You wouldn't like the aroma. It stinks, it smells pretty bad, and no one's thinking that I'm the original owner. Doling out anonymous box. Doling out anonymous box. Doling out anonymous box. Doling out anonymous box. No one's there to see. That's what came out of me. That makes me then seem funny. Look, that guy we saw went through the men's room door. It's not his day to be lucky. Doling out anonymous box. Doling out anonymous box. Doling out anonymous box. I went through it, I did it, but I'm the one who did it. Watch.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? What are you calling over there? Why, you little...
All right,
I haven't heard
201
that in so
SoFloRadio.com. That's great. I mean, have you heard the original, right? Because
Yeah.
you kids, I can't expect you to hear obscure, was that 70s? Obscure 70s rock, because that was one of those big at the time, and it was a novelty, and people didn't want to, like, you don't hear that at the supermarket. You don't hear that
No.
on the greatest hits things because it was too weird, but I thought it was great. We all liked it. Hocus Pocus by Focus, and your microphone is off. It's off. It is off. You need to turn it on. There you
Somebody
go.
clicked it off.
They were
That was
from
1972 then.
From
Was it?
I think they were from some Nordic country, weren't they? Or-
They sound Nordic. Foreigners
Yeah.
are weird.
There was another
Foreigner in the
instrumental
band?
hit back then called...
Jack, were you born in Haiti or here?
I was born here.
Okay, then.
Yeah. So a lot of the jokes don't really apply because it's like
No.
Yeah.
So you can appreciate them on our level. Ha ha, that's those people. They're starving.
Yeah.
That's funny. Y'all are dying and
Yeah,
shit.
but I get my teeth kicked in. My
That's so funny. over
Suds,
there.
do you remember the tune Hot Butter by Popcorn?
Yeah.
Of course.
Here
Who
it is,
doesn't?
coming up.
We got a parody of that too, which is one of my favorites.
Was the song called
Butt Beats.
Popcorn or was the song called Hot Butter?
Popcorn by Hot Butter.
By Hot Butter.
Hot butter.
That's it. Oh, I thought you were going to keep talking, Dan.
Who's got butter?
Me?
Sorry.
Not
No,
me.
you interrupted. You interrupted a national conversation with
International.
international conversation between Jack and I. to
Hey,
ask us
listen, a
about
little
Hot Butter
later
by
on in the
Popcorn.
show, we're going to have more information about the postponement of Jennifer Aniston's wedding.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk
Oh,
about.
no.
Oh, Suds, I thought you were going to talk about the mud pie again.
No, not again, no. You know, I love that Fuji stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, does the Meaty Monkey work now? That you
What
opened
was
it? Closed it?
her,
Okay, good. That's what I thought. That's all it needed to happen.
By the way,
What was her name of the Fuji's?
Lauryn Hill.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
But did you?
Actually, got on tax evasion.
Don't
Yeah,
say the
yeah.
funny line yet, Boca. Until these people stop talking to each other. Now what? Now ask Suds a question.
I found one negative about this plushly appointed and very lovely building. By
Yeah,
the way.
what's that?
The bathroom's far away.
The bathroom is like to get to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I had to go
Yeah.
make a right at Bolivia and hitch a ride with Ed
Then
Snowden.
go down the, slide down the fireman's pole.
And then you got to. You ever see the? Remember the jerk? Remember the toilet key?
No.
He worked at the gas station. He had the toilet key that was tied to a cinder block.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Or it was a
The
giant
new phone
wheel.
books are here.
That's what it
Yeah.
was. Here's the keys to the bathroom.
Right,
So,
they're prison
so,
keys.
So for Suds.
Well, you got
you'll
like
understand.
12 keys there, man.
Did
that
you
must
blow
be
the,
quite a-
And a
Boy,
whistle.
talk about
Did you
that's
blow the
real
rape whistle?
Listen, that's the rape whistle.
The
If
rape
you
whistle.
you blow that while you're in the bathroom and we come and rape you.
So I was reminded of this.
Listen.
Go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Oh,
what would happen?
It's the CBS Morning Show.
That's correct. All right. Captain Kangaroo would walk in, and then when he put the keys down,
Was this after you blew the whistle?
it would
Oh,
turn.
it would
Remember
turn
that?
the music
Yeah.
off.
All right,
That's
there we
exactly
go.
right.
Listen,
Yep.
it's like this. I don't know if you've ever been in an office because they did this at the radio station. They thought it was funny. They would wait. If somebody was in the loo doing number 2, the asshole would turn the lights off on his way out. All right. Okay. Bad. That's a bad thing to do to somebody. All right. That's a very bad thing to do because there's a joke. There's a joke, a very unfunny joke called it's how do blind people know when to stop wiping? And that happened to me. They turned the light off. So I found out the answer to the joke. The answer is you don't. You just don't know. You just go through the roll of
keep
toilet
going,
paper, and
yeah.
I hope that was enough. So if you're in the bathroom and some asshole turns the light off in there, hey, you got this thing over here, and this alerts somebody to come and turn the light back on.
Wow.
I need toilet paper.
Holy cow. I'd be running out of there with my pants down around my ankles.
I'm out of paper.
So we trade
They
that.
found me.
We trade that in for the other bathroom.
Listen,
Where-
nothing. Let's face it. Listen, let's face it. Let's face it. Nothing was more convenient than that other studio.
It was
The-
convenient.
The
yeah.
kitchen was
Not
three
for your neighbors.
three
though.
steps. The
Yeah.
kitchen was 3 steps away, and the bathroom was 5 steps away. Nothing was more convenient than that. The Dream Studio, except for when a guest would show up, they would have to park in the middle of Lake George, wear their hip waders, sloshing through. They would have to take the amphibious craft up to the beach. Right, fight the crackhead with the broken bottle in between Lake George and the front door, and then climb, not walk, but climb up the unacceptable angled stairs.
Yes.
The suicide stairs, as we called them, or the murder stairs, because the angle was like ladders are less steep than that staircase at the
Yes, true.
apartment. And by the way, the staircase is so narrow that Dan wouldn't have been able to fit up in there.
It was like the Munsters trap door.
And then afterwards, everybody smokes crack.
Right,
The rest of
and it's a lot of comedy. This is a very classy place, and the sacrifice is we got to schlep to the bathroom.
40
I'm thinking
miles
of
to
bringing a
toilet.
skateboard. All right, I'm
I'll
thinking of
take
bringing
it.
roller
I'll
skates or
take it
something.
over and above
How about this?
everything
We've
else.
got extra buckets. If you want, we will put a pee bucket down under here. Since you're wearing a skirt anyway,
No,
you
not
know,
today.
just. Oh, not today? Okay, well,
No, because Alan Michaels isn't here, so I didn't wear it.
I'll tell you what. Next time you come in, you wear a skirt. I'll wear a kilt, and we'll just have a community pee bucket down here at the bottom,
Okay.
and I'll empty it out during the show. Or, well, I'll have Jack do it, obviously, because
Yeah. Black guy.
he's black.
Yeah.
He's got a.
He's a
here,
help.
You got to be the piss boy.
Yeah.
Like in Mel Brooks. What was
Yeah.
that? The History
Blame-
of the World. Oh, piss boy.
Yes. History of the World, Part 1.
Part 1. Was it part 1?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
then
never
it
made
was
it
the only
that was all
part.
part of the. That was all part of the thing.
Yeah.
Whose paper towel is this?
I saw a post from the friend of the show, Billy
That wasn't-
Corbin.
That wasn't
blame it
on
on
your
black
penis,
guy.
was it?
Billy Corbin
Oh, yeah.
said that somebody broke into a warehouse in Miami, a customs warehouse, stole 752 cases of Czar's Golden Vodka, which sells for about $249 a bottle.
Wow.
Yeah.
$1.1 million heist.
Is that what it was? $250
that
bucks
right?
a bottle, Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Some good vodka.
I get
yes.
emotional spilling Grey Goose. Let alone $250. No.
That's another thing. I don't have the alcohol content in this studio that I do at the other place. But
Obviously.
Yeah.
But you
Little
do
bit-
have the new
Well, you got the
fridge.
I've got
Glasses.
fridge beer. We'll be going in there. We'll got some wine. We'll it's just as far as the spinning carousel of booze.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to bring that over here because I mean
Well,
it'll
yeah.
look really nice. But
Dog it.
what?
What about the poster Snoop?
I think maybe we'll have to bring Snoop. Although this is going to be funny. This is a true story. Snoop is the
I hate
timeout
those.
corner in my apartment.
So
So when
that'd
my
be-
11-year-old is bad, she has to go stand by Snoop, and that's exactly what I say. I say, go stand by Snoop, and if she's doing something, I say, Arabella, if you do that one more time, you're gonna go to timeout. She goes, I have to stand by Snoop, and I go, you have to stand by Snoop. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for this.
So Snoop makes it here. That'll make 3 black people here.
Yeah.
Well, we'll put him in the corner. He'll fit nicely back there in that back corner.
Yeah.
So
Is
like,
it a poster or like a cutout?
it's a
Yeah,
stand up.
cutout.
It's a life size stand up of Snoop, and it's good looking. So everybody wants to pose with Snoop, and it looks good.
I have a picture with Snoop Dogg.
I have a picture with
Oh,
no
excuse
writing.
me, Snoop Lion.
Snoop
Yeah,
Lion.
Here's
Snoop
my Snoop
Lion.
Lion.
Okay, just I gotta. I don't know. I don't want to humor that. I like his old stuff, not his.
Well,
reggae.
it's just an excuse to smoke more weed.
Like he needed an excuse to smoke more weed, right? I didn't think you could smoke more weed. I think he sleeps with one of those asthma masks, pumping
right.
weed into his
Yeah.
face while he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? I mean, I know
Yeah.
I do.
I'd imagine.
Yeah, mine works.
By the way, 954-99-0036, that's our number, and I don't have it posted in front of me, but I do have it memorized. Why did Chris want it? Was he going to call in?
No, actually, I had somebody that asked for the number via text, so I was just passing that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Are they going to call in?
Possibly.
We call that a ringer. We're going to do talk show education.
Okay.
These people, and by that I mean kids. These newbies are new to the whole talk show radio phenomenon in this town. I was explaining to Randy because she was here right after me. She was the first signer of the new studio on the guest book. You might want to sign the guest book there, Dan. This used to be a very vibrant talk show town, and I had nothing to do with it. I came in the middle of it, and took a crash course because they threw me in there. Within a year of getting my job at WIOD, they had me filling in for Neil's regular producer, and then within a month I was
voila,
his producer after that. And that's when I started to get to know exactly what kind of a phenomenon talk radio was in this town. There were 4 stations.
I have types for so I can't even write anymore.
I know. Just try.
I just want to. It's
If
not
you
coming
want,
out.
if you want, we'll print it and tape it on there. Copy paste. Tape it on there. I know. I have to. That's my signature went all crazy. With the mortgage papers and then the divorce papers. And then,
Oh, yeah,
I
so
can't
you're
wait,
good at
I can't
that
wait
now,
to
yeah.
sign those.
You know what the black community needs?
Yes.
A really good word instead of honky.
I thought
It's
the
too
cracker,
mild.
creepy ass cracker.
Well, there's nothing that hurts as hard as the N-word, so we're still.
Right.
Well,
gotta come up with one that's
There's a
equal to that.
phenomenon. You cannot insult the class that is not a minority with any synonym. It's, for example, there is no negative word for a man who has a lot of sex in the English language, and there is no positive word for a woman who does so. See, it's just one of those things. I would love for there to be, and I will promote that word. I'm
It's
thinking
got-
angel.
What would hit harder than cracker? Because that's too comedic.
I think that's just it. That's the whole point. You can say anything, but whatever
Well, I like
whatever word,
crackers.
whatever the sound of the word is, it means
graham crackers.
it means
Asshole's universal.
you, the group of people that don't have the same problems as me. That's what you're
That's
pointing
it.
out.
You're different.
You're
I'm
different.
gonna call you
Right.
a word.
Hey, you're not the
Get
minority.
offended.
Right.
Hey, you.
Different. I'm
You
scared.
majority. You
You
majority.
majority person.
You make more
You
money
make
on
me
average.
insecure. I'm
Yeah.
gonna call you a word.
You word.
You
Negative
word.
I think the funniest thing that I heard was
That's, I'm counting that as 2, Randy.
that's
Awesome.
2. Okay, 2 for Randy.
Two.
The funniest thing I heard was
She
a
said
Richard
word.
Pryor bit where there was like you could have a argument. White guy and a black guy, you're going back and forth, and you asshole, blah 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 blah. And then once they call you the nigger, it's like I'm not even.
That's
Oh, what
it.
about
What
if
do
you,
you do?
if
That's
you
a
bring in
surrender.
Not even
someone's
human
mother?
anymore.
By the way, that's a
What about-
forfeit. I consider that a forfeit. It's like,
Yeah.
you went there.
All right.
That's like having a staring contest and blinking.
Yeah.
That's like being
You
in a
went
knife
back-
fight. Like, I'm going to challenge you to a sword fight, and the other guy pulls out a gun. It's like you just admitted defeat in the
Yeah.
sword fight
Yeah.
by going for your gun.
Yeah.
So-
I've got one card that you can't
Right.
deal with, and then they hit you with that, and it's like, okay, you win by default. There
You know,
No,
yeah,
that's a forfeit. That's
Yeah.
I call that a forfeit because you can't. I mean, whatever.
Well, I'm gonna come
I mean,
back. I'm gonna come back and say,
First
hey,
of all,
cracker, and then it's like,
if you're having an argument, it ought to be about something. You're having an argument with somebody.
Saltines.
It should be about an issue, not we're different colors, right? So
Right.
we're arguing like we both want the same parking spot.
Right.
So we're calling each other every name in the book. You asshole. No, you're an asshole. You're a selfish dick. You took the parking spot that you saw me going to.
Right.
No, you're a selfish dick. It's back and forth. And we don't even know what color anybody is.
Right.
But then when somebody throws out whatever it is, like spick or something, it's like, you know what? Okay, there you go. All of a sudden, your argument
Yeah,
is irrelevant.
null and void, like-
Now everything that you're saying is because you don't like black people, and you just admitted it by using that word.
now I really got to kick your ass.
Yeah. No. Unless of course you got a gun. Okay, do you have a gun? Okay, now I'm gonna kick your ass because that's what Trayvon should have said. It's like should have wait a minute, I'm gonna kick your ass. But wait, let me pat you down first. Okay, now get ready.
Randy, call him a Caucasian. That's what you do.
Well, cock is
Caucasian?
good.
Yeah, no.
Hey, you conky.
I've heard everything. I've heard every attempt, especially Jamaican. Me and my black friend, like, well, you just call him maggot because you're like doughy and pasty and soft.
But
It's like,
again, that's
but nobody's
a
gonna get
universal
that.
word.
Nobody's gonna get that. Maggot. I
what?
don't understand. I'm a larva. I
All
don't
right.
understand.
All right, black people have the N word, obviously, but I've learned throughout time, and I've been raised around a lot of women, that you do not use the cunt word.
Oh, you mean the C word? I don't say that.
See you next Tuesday. I'm sorry. See you next
I
Tuesday.
reserve that for very, very special occasions, don't I, honey?
Now you see on Twitter, that's just a common usage.
See, I don't.
Well, Twitter.
I don't even like the
you
sound.
can do whatever in
It's
Twitter.
pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Wild West over there.
Their
so you
words
can get away with anything.
There are words and language and music and everything. There are sounds that sound good in our ear and sounds that don't. That one, the C word and the N word, just don't sound good.
Do you know
I
what
hear
a
that,
good
it's
word is? A good bad word?
Tell me.
Whore.
Yeah.
Just to say, just to say it.
It's the first part of my name. You used it this morning.
Jorge.
Hey, Jorge. Hey, Jorge.
Jorge.
Yeah.
Just like when, just
Hey,
saying
Jorge.
it.
I know. My sister's name is Hortensia, which of course is Hortense in English, so you can only imagine the jokes. My stepfather thought that the one joke that he knew about her name was funny every time he told it. Hey, is that Hortense? No, she looks pretty relaxed to me. But he's so funny. He would, like, every day, every other day, at the very least, he would use that joke. And like, yeah, hey, what do you remember last month when you said that? It was not funny then. It was old. You're like, you're old. He was born old. He was like that Brad Pitt movie. The amazing
Benjamin Button.
Weird Life of Benjamin Button's. Like, I swear, he must have come out of there like old and grizzled. I cannot imagine this man being anything but a grizzled old man from the time he was a little kid. That's it. Next. Meanwhile, back to black people.
Yeah, back to that. That's back to black.
We're gonna get that out of our system eventually.
It'll be here for a while.
I just find it kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, my
Black
parents kind of,
people?
well, yeah.
Okay.
But like how sensitive everyone is. My parents kind of raised me in a way where I wasn't ever like a color or a race. Like I was always just Randy. And like when people throw out negative racial slurs toward me, like I just don't get the reference because that was never my experience.
Likewise, well, I came from Cuba when I was 4 and immediately kidnapped by rednecks, and I lost my accent really quickly, and my whole family is white. My brother was blonde, rest in peace, blonde with blue eyes, and I traveled all around the country, and nobody knew that I was Hispanic until they saw my driver's license. Even though I said George, there are people that knew me for the longest time. That's George, and then they would hear my last name and go, Rodriguez? What the hell's that? I go, it's my last name. Rodriguez,
You mean you won those spits?
Where are you from? Where are you from? And I said, recently or originally? And they're like, well, Florida recently, originally from Cuba. Cuba? You're from Cuba?
You're one of them there.
You're a Cuban? And then immediately their whole attitude would change. It's like, we didn't have any problems. I was as cracker, white bread, generic, and as anybody you know, raised in the same places that you were, little hick towns in the middle of the woods. No problem until you found out my last name was Rodriguez. How very curious.
Yeah.
But one of my PE teachers, man, it's like when he found out Rodriguez, go, oh, I thought you were, I thought your parents had been here for generations and everything. When he found out that I was an actual refugee, wetback as he called it, go, my back ain't wet. I took a plane over here. He's just like, he was blatantly prejudiced to my face. And all the friends were like, man, I thought he liked you, man. I thought Mr. Quinn liked you.
Where'd you grow up in, Davie?
Redlands, Leisure City, Homestead, then North Carolina, then Montana.
Close enough.
And then I came back here. Yeah. Well, the Redlands, why do you think they call it that? Because of the necks.
Yeah.
Not because the soil is red, because of the color of the necks of the people that live there.
So they were trying to be PC way back then, huh? They could have just called it the
No
Rednecks.
attempt whatsoever to be PC. Oh, look at the Skype thing.
Oh, the Skype.
It's the plane. Oh, come on. Oh, look at that. Hello, Domino's Pizza. Hello. SoFlo Radio.
Can we take your order?
How do you do?
All right, I'm listening to you guys right now. You guys talking about race right now?
Okay,
Yes,
sure,
we
yeah.
are.
Everybody?
This is here.
Only
we
in
can do
America.
that here.
Only
But
in America.
it's okay. It's okay because we have 2 token black people in the studio, so
We're not
we're not
racist.
bigoted or
Oh,
nothing.
I just
Not
wish we
racist.
had a French guy.
We've only got 2 generic.
It's a necessary.
We've only got 2
conversation
generic
we need to
crackers in the
have.
studio. We got a spick and a tranny too, just to round it out.
It's
So-
a wonderful.
I mean, I think that all in all, the only reason why race comes into the equation is because of dominance. For some reason, somebody came up with the idea of one race has to be better than the other.
I think everybody has built-in ethnic pride in whatever they are, not just personally, but as a group. Everybody thinks that they are good, their family is the best, their ethnicity is the best, their nationality is the best. Just some people like stop right there, and don't want to consider that other people feel that way about their own ethnicity and their nationality. And in order to be cool, you have to accept that, that everybody feels that way, and be cool with other people's nationalities, ethnicities, and whatever belief system. Bigotry is all about any difference whatsoever. You've got Catholics and Protestants fighting each other over, and they both believe in Jesus, and they're fighting each other. They've got bigotry and animosity towards each other. So there are people who make a big issue out of the differences, which are cosmetic when you think about it, and surface differences. Some people make a big issue out of those differences, and some people are cool.
Yeah.
Back to you.
But, I mean, the funniest thing I saw today, it was this on Sci-Fi. Morgan Freeman was talking, and this lady got on there, and she was talking about the IQ, bell-shaped curve. And it goes from, 70? Basically, everyone's around 70 to what? Then you have the highest. How far does that thing go? Your IQ, is it 160-something, is it?
Something like that. I'll ask my wife. She's up there. Excuse me.
But the funny thing is how this lady, she's been called a racist and everything. Oh, now black individuals, we start out at 85. White individuals, they start out at 100. Native Americans,
and then of course, they're the
around
Asians.
80.
And the Asians kick all our asses.
80.
We don't have an Asian. Hey, Dan, run downstairs and see if you can find a chink.
Now the Asians, they're like 112.
Yeah, we need to fit the
They start out
Census
at
Bureau.
A two-term president who had a
when
60.
it comes to race, to me, I don't think that. To me, honestly, it's like no two people are the same. So
That's true,
I don't know why people.
that implies there's no such thing as there's no one kind of Caucasian, there's no one kind of African, there's no one kind. Africa is a continent with a multi-ethnic continent with people of all races on it. There's no one kind of black person. There's every country and every region and every tribe and every just all over the place. There's no one kind of Zulu.
Not to sound overly liberal, but racism is actually designed for ignorant people. So if you do not have
Well, we all started out that way.
I don't know, but I think the man is right.
No, we don't all start out that way. We learn
way.
that from either older individuals or, I hate to say it, our parents.
Yeah.
But you have in society, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever society says goes. Okay, well, this race is this way and this race is that way. Then they make the rules in order to keep things that way when it has absolutely nothing to do. Your race has nothing to do with your intelligence, perhaps your education or what things you've been exposed to.
Or anything. I'm not bigoted about any particular skin color whatsoever. I'm bigoted about people that show the back of their underwear.
And strippers.
And, I'm bigoted. I'm bigoted isn't really the right word. I'm just, not girls. Girls can show the back of their underwear, and that's different. And you know what I mean. It's just like I base my opinion of people based on what they're dressed like. Like if I see somebody and they're dressed like a ninja, I lock my car door. When they walk by, it's
I lock everybody's car door.
I think that we're all predisposed. See, you watch the nature shows, you notice that all the wildebeests are hanging out together, and all the zebras hang out together, and
Racists.
and everybody. Well, nature programs us to hang out with what the reason in English that the word like means affinity to and similarity and affinity, because you like what you are like, and that's nature's programming. The enlightened among us, the enlightened and evolved people among us, look past the surface differences to get to the creamy, gooey center underneath.
Nougat.
That would be Lexus,
the wet stuff.
Because
But then you did make a point. Me personally, I treat people on a individual basis, because Jack will let you know that I can't be pro-black, because sometimes, man, we can be our own worst enemy. We stab each other in the back so bad. We can't even trust our own sometimes.
You can't make broad. One can't make broad, sweeping statements like that anyway. Pro what? First of all, even if it was a rule, there are exceptions to every rule.
Sure.
And it's certainly bigoted to imply that any kind of rule except Cubans show up late. I'm saying that's a rule right now. I'm going to go on the record and say Cubans show up late.
And Ecuadorians are really loud.
Okay. There you go.
Damn Ecuadorians.
And gay men, they suck dick.
Yeah. And black men get added on.
And I can't find my baby.
Oh no!
And black men get added on swingers' ads.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't even have to measure up, man. You don't even have to show.
Yeah.
You don't have to show. You just have to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait for your equipment to come.
In case your equipment leaks.
Thank you for calling us today, Mr. Caller.
All right, man. It's Al, by the way.
Okay, Al.
Thank you, Al.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Good conversation. I'll
Thank you
see
for
later.
being our,
Go ahead,
our
Al.
second real
Refreshing
caller
to
on the
get
show
a quick
today.
call now.
Yeah.
On the SoFlo Radio George Rodriguez show.
That's a lot of color commentary.
Oh,
Jack,
I
you
wouldn't
better
even
type
have
2 up.
Yes. I wouldn't even have gone there.
24.
Yeah.
That was
Go for a
good.
break
That was good.
real quick.
Because what? Because you got to go to the bathroom again?
No, I'll never get back in time.
And blow the whistle.
That'll teach you to wear pantyhose at the studio. 224 on all bathroom humor radio. SoFloRadio.com.
Why bother listening to those other douchebags while we've got everything you need right here? SoFloRadio.com. Radio you've missed.
With the passing of Rosa Parks, the hysterical channel takes a rare look at the long-forgotten bus driver that started it all.
The one time Mr. Marshall sends me to Alabama to drive a bus, she has to get on it.
In 1955, the Gotham Bus Company sent their most experienced driver, Ralph Crampton, to test their new bus routes in Montgomery, Alabama.
Have you any idea what it's like driving a bus up and down dirt roads in Alabama? I'll have you know I was very uncomfortable down there. Everybody talks like that sheriff and Smokey and the Bandit.
Little did he know, he would be cast into a historical event of monumental proportions.
And another thing, I had a job to do. All day long, I'm telling people to move to the back of the bus. All day long. There's only so much room in there.
The actions of a single bus driver who sparked the emergence of the civil rights movement.
I asked her nice. But I think the trouble started when she refused and I said, how'd you like a punch right in the kisser?
To this day, he insists his behavior wasn't racially motivated.
So you think I'm a bigot, huh? You think I'm a bigot? Go count how many white people you see riding a bus.
Yet mourns for the woman he helped bring to prominence, Rosa Parks.
Rosa, you're the greatest.
93 KHJ.
She's got lipstick on his face, and she tries to shave his legs without bleeding. And she stumbles in her heels in a dress that won't reveal she's got a wiener. He's a lady. He's a lady. Sashes around just like a lady. We are the ladies and guys. Well, she doesn't talk very much. She sounds too much like Bowser. Find her on the internet and arouse her for your browser. Signs like that ain't hard to find. Search under golden showers. Men who dress like transvestites aren't really gay, so they say. In her closet she can choose from 200 pairs of shoes. Such a blessing. Takes up feminine hormones and she lubricates a hole so there's no messing. He's a lady. La 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 la. He's a lady. La 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 la. Don't put it out 'cause he's a lady. And she takes it from behind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a lady. La 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 la. He's a lady. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
The Big H Golden.
Shove those butt beads up my ass. Shove those butt beads up my ass. Make my world go rockin' when they go poppin' with one tug of the string. Shove those butt beads up my ass. Shove those butt beads up my ass. I'd appreciate it if you lubricated with oleo, that's fine. Shove those butt beads up my ass. Shove those butt beads up my ass. Use that margarine to help slide them in. It's easier that way. Want my ecstasy to last, so don't pull them out too fast. First you start out slowly and speed up only when the last one's about to pop. Oh. 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 Shove those butt beads up my
my ass. Shove those butt beads up my ass. But don't tell nobody, they'll think it's funny and laugh behind my back. Shove those butt beads up my ass. Shove those butt beads up my ass. It should be okay, cause what I ate ain't likely to give me gas. Shove those butt beads up my ass. Shove those butt beads up my ass. Count all the plastic balls, or we'll have to call the paramedic again.
Ah, 229soflowradio.com. All right, hey, so Dan wanted to say goodbye, so let's just...
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming by
Thank
and
you,
bringing
Brittany, for
lunch.
inviting me.
And we're going to find out as soon as you leave whether that's you with the BO or not. It's either you or Jack. We're going to do a little controlled experiment over here.
Congratulations on your 4th anniversary. And it's nice to meet Jack and Randy and Suds. So I want to wish you all a lot of luck and love, and I'll be back up soon. Invite me over again.
Thank you. We will. You keep bringing lunch, and we'll keep hiding the microphones.
By the way, Dan, one thing, Dan, about Dan Ingram. If you, I don't know if you listen to my show. If you did, you'd be the one.
Dan Ingram.
No, it's two because I listen also.
2 archives back,
to
I
listen.
did a salute to Dan Ingram. So
I
you may
will-
want to catch that.
Let's keep in touch with each other. I'll find it. I'll forward it to Dan Ingram's son, who happens to be on the radio in West Palm Beach.
Oh, that'd be great.
Chris Ingram.
Oh.
All
What a
right.
Santa.
Go, Chris Ingram.
Dan Santora, Rugby Dan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Dan. Okay, now that he's out of here.
Why, that's no good.
Wait till the door closes. All right. All right. I think it was him. Okay. Yeah, well, you know. Hey, if... What? Oh, you got the same microphone. Sorry, go ahead. Say that again.
No, I thought you were going to label me with the HBO.
Well, you know, if somebody's got BO, I'm going to immediately look at the black man in the room.
Ah, yes.
First, I'm going to look there first, and
ever
then
been to Disney
and
World
then walk,
lately?
and then go down to Tranny and everything like that. Although I've noticed that
In the Saudi area.
Boca never smelled better than when he decided to be a woman. It's like,
Well, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
now you can just work
change
on
your
that
outlook on
work on
hygiene.
that cigarette thing. You know what you can do? It's like Suds has the
Hey,
right
I've been
idea.
a good girl.
He
I
switched
haven't
to
lit
a
up.
pipe. Really, not once. We're very proud of you. This
So
might
there
save
you
your
go.
life. By the way, we have a Boca made a statement that I want to I want to continue reminding the audience of. If we get Boca a job, she'll quit smoking. So we could save Boca's life by getting her gainfully
But then
employed
again, you
somewhere,
could
or even
afford,
ungainfully
you could
employed.
afford the fags again.
Yes, he.
I can afford them with or without a cigarette.
See, that's the whole rationale.
Who you calling a cigarette?
She smokes. She smokes to cope with the sadness of unemployment. So if we cure the
And the
unemployment
losing
thing,
of
we won't
the
have
house,
any-
which you're not all that unfamiliar with.
Sadness of-
I mean,
the
everything.
sadness of
They auctioned it off on Wednesday. The bank bought it back from itself. It's gone. I got
The bank-
boxes piled up in my living room.
The bank bought it back from itself.
I know that's weird, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like masturbating,
Only
doesn't it?
in America.
Yeah.
It is.
I told the
Only
bank to
in
go fuck itself, and they go, "Oh, it's
Well,
kind,
we
we kind
already
of got to
did
do
that.
that."
Where's
but,
your
you know,
house?
That's where is it?
No, I'm just saying.
You want to
that's-
go loot it?
That's
I've
what,
had-
that's what the bank
definitely
said. That's
had-
another black
yeah.
thing.
No.
Did the guy,
I didn't-
did the guy who came
that's
to
why I didn't get
padlock
it.
the house, did he look like Richard Deacon?
No, that's padlock the house. That implied that we left the door on there. We sold that too.
Sorry, you'll have to leave.
Somebody's got enjoying a nice toilet with one of those. We had the hydraulic toilet seat. You know, you just tip it and it just glides gently down.
Oh,
You know what's
that's nice.
bad about those kinds of toilet seats? Once you live in a house with that, and I bought it because I thought, well, this is classy. It just like touch it and it just closes gently. No more slam. Then you go to someone else's house. Slam, then you tip it and it, bam, and it goes falling down. And then you go out there and you're like, why'd you slam my toilet seat, man? Why are you slamming my everywhere
Yeah,
I go? I
what's up with
slam
that,
people's
Jorge?
toilet
Yeah,
seats.
so is that like one of the highlights when they come to your house? Come see my toilet seat. Come see my
That's
toilet
'cause, hey,
seat.
go use the toilet, man. You'd be excited
Yeah.
about it.
Okay.
And
Well, that would make a
and my
perfect
vanity.
Vine video. 6 seconds, you know.
The
Watching
good
this
news
seat
is
go down.
we got my
Would I be allowed to
refrigerator.
use the
We got my
toilet seat?
refrigerator. What's that?
Would I be allowed to use the toilet seat, or would I have to
I mean,
go to the
if-
secretary?
Oh
You
my
have to. I mean,
goodness.
if you're gonna mess on the floor, then
Oh,
I'll let you use the toilet.
okay.
No problem.
You're a nice guy.
Besides, you're of island descent, so
Yeah, we usually do it what, in huts and
So
stuff
you're
like
not-
that. Or,
you know,
or like old school
you're like
commodes.
you're not black. You're just black colored.
Well, so are
yeah.
you. You're from
Me too.
island descent.
Exactly. Jack and I have more in common with each other than Trayvon Martin and George.
And I'm from Long Island
Yeah.
descent.
Only difference is you don't have a gun and I'm not
We have-
wearing a hoodie.
We have island roots. Well,
Roots.
she has a hoodie and I have a knife.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Represent. Represent.
it's
I'm dangerous now.
it's a spick thing. We
I
carry
feel
knives.
threatened.
Yeah.
Did you give me
Carry
back
knives?
my knife?
Yes.
How many knives does George carry on his person at any given moment? That's trivia.
I don't know how Spanish is.
I was born in Cuba. Here's my ID.
Ah, yes, yes.
My vacuna.
Yeah.
So how many knives does George carry on him at any given moment?
It depends on what part of Dade County are you from.
Name a number. No,
Wait,
me.
are you going to a wedding?
Yeah, but you're from Dade County, so
Yes. I didn't know it was circumstantial. No, I always carry the same number of knives.
How many?
You got to guess.
I don't. I'd rather.
First of all, you took one away
not
from me, so we're
guess.
counting. You know, I have
I'm
one.
more comfortable not knowing.
I'd say on an average maybe 3.
Okay. Anybody else?
One for
I
the
guess?
leg, one for the
I don't know,
arm.
I
All right,
just
we'll do
carry
this
the-
like Price is Right.
Okay.
I will. I will say 2.
I cut
Okay.
your liver.
Suds?
Oh, I think it's just that Calphalon steak knife.
Bring me my knife, though, so we can
second
start to count
prize.
with that. Remember that scene from in the middle of Mad Max, the Road Warrior #3, when they disarmed him and he emptied his pockets and he
Yeah.
had like all this gear and hardware
Right.
and everything, and they disarmed him, but they forgot the one he had a fly swatter that was a sword. It's like, aha! Missed one.
Ah,
It's
the
like
fly
that.
swatter.
Netflix,
I
I'll
didn't
have
even-
That's
to
kind of
check
how I
that one
roll.
out again.
Boca, take a guess. How many knives do I have on me at any given moment?
You?
Yeah, me.
He's
Just in
plinking.
one shoe alone, about 2.
All right, Jack, bring me my knife. We'll start the count with that one.
Okay.
Did you take my knife away from me?
I handed it to you.
You gave it back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gave it back, Jack?
Yes, sir.
You can rhyme anything with Jack. We'll start with my keychain.
Black.
Is a knife.
Okay, that's
That's
one.
that's a letter opener.
Well, it's
Yeah.
technically a knife. Here,
Oh.
hand me your finger. Then there's my switchblade.
prick you.
One of them. 2.
That was so Hispanic of you. Do that again. Like flick it. Flick.
3.
Wow.
Wow, this is getting.
I don't know if this counts as a knife. This is a paper cutter, like for cutting coupons.
No,
and
it doesn't
stuff?
count. It doesn't
Okay,
count.
then
It
it's not counting that.
So you can actually perform surgery if you wanted to, like MacGyver.
I
style.
shaved. I shaved with 4 blades all at once today.
Oh, my utility bag. Sorry.
No shick.
Yeah, no shit.
So we got, wait,
No
1, 2, 3, 4.
Only we could do that.
I know.
4.
I'm winning so far, by the
Right?
way.
Yeah, you are. I should have gone the other way. I guess I was just hoping.
Careful, careful. how you
That's
say
the
that.
groovy knife. That's a knife I'll never understand how it works.
Oh, those things are awesome.
It's,
I like
it's
those.
plizers.
You already get shot by them or stabbed.
Oh, what
by
would
the
you
time
rather
pull
get?
all that out.
Would you rather get cut or pinched?
I have one of those when I
5.
go camping.
5. I have 5 knives.
It depends on what part of
That's
Florida
my,
you're
and that's
Yeah,
my
I
and
guess
that's
so.
my Italian gangsta name.
Five
Is
knives.
5 knives?
Joey 5 Knives.
5 knives.
Joey
Yeah.
5 Knives.
Yes, because I always got 5 and they're for different purposes. When you go camping, you're supposed to have 5
What about the
knives,
Joey
one for
part?
every
I don't-
purpose. I don't know. It just
Oh, look, a little baby kangaroo.
I will consider not. There you go, because they're in my pocket. They're in my pouch. I carry a pouch. So there you go. I don't know why Joey, because I was thinking of an Italian name, Joseph, and I don't want to be George. I don't want to be George.
Hey George, what the black cop say to the white guy?
I give up.
Freeze, motherfucker!
Sorry. Oh, is that
Yeah.
we can tell racist jokes because we have like can I have your authorization to tell an ethnic joke?
Sure.
Right along those lines.
not?
All right. What do you
As long as you can take one.
What do you call a black lawyer driving a Mercedes wearing an Armani suit?
You got me.
Nigger.
Ah.
That's racist. That's why I learned that in the South.
Yeah, you learned
They
that
were
in the
buggering
Redlands.
me. They had me bent over. They were buggering me up the butt while they told me that joke. Hey, boy, want to hear a spook joke? Okay.
How can you tell
Well,
if
first
a guy's
squeal like a pig.
How can you tell if a guy's in a band?
I give up.
He'll tell you.
Oh no, that's not. How can you tell if someone's a
Oh, that's a
vegan?
musician joke.
How can you tell if someone's a vegan? Oh, don't worry, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
That is a musician joke. Oh! Speaking of that, what do you call a person that that hangs out with musicians?
Groupie?
A bass player.
Oh.
Well, you know,
That's a bass
Lord,
player
Paula Dean did say.
All you hear is nigger, nigger, nigger.
Sorry.
Oh, that wasn't Paula Dean.
That's what's her name? With
Dr.
Dr.
Laura, the
Laura,
prestigious
who-
Dr. Laura, who
I
also
hate-
said.
I'll say it again. Nigger,
Yeah?
nigger, nigger.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm really
You
glad.
sure? You sure that was Paula Dean?
No, it was,
All you need is just
Dr.
to
Laura.
drop some butter on it. And we're really talking this.
Paula Dean. I'm so shocked. Someone from
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah, what wasn't that mind-boggling?
Here's
someone from
Here's a
from
general-
the depths
Here's a
Georgia's
general
Southern Georgia.
racist.
It's racist.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Here's a
Who
here's a
would've
statement.
imagined?
Here's a
What is
statement
the
that
world
might be
coming
bigoted. If they have a Southern accent, they have said the N-word probably recently, like within the last hour. All right, and don't be surprised by that. There is I do refuse to
Most
believe
of
that
them are
anyone
during the
with a
Trayvon
hick
Martin
drawl.
Looks like the whole media just leapfrogged over the whole story was this.
Right.
There is a lawsuit being brought against her by an employee
Right.
who she constantly called the N-word.
Right.
That's the story. But
Right.
the way they
No, no.
spun it was she said the word a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Long
During a
Oh,
deposition.
Let's all
I don't-
try
and-
to
and I was
join
just talking
hands and
about
understand.
somebody.
Honestly, I would have had more respect for Paula Dean if she had just come out and said, "Yes, I
Owned
said
it.
it.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
I said it. It's
Well,
part,
dude,
it's
I'm-
what we do
I'm
down
ignorant
there.
white
I'm
trash.
Southern.
I know no
Everybody-
better.
I'm
Everybody
sorry,
said
I
it
won't
one
do it
time or
again.
another.
I probably will do it again, but I'm poor white trash. I'm rich now. Deal with it. I'm sorry.
And
Get
for
over
her
it.
to go around
You know-
and like just apologize and apologize
Oh
and say
my
that she's
God.
only said it once.
No, the apology was
One time.
The
She's
apology
only
is
said
what
it
blew
one
my
time.
mind. That you're
Right,
sitting
yeah.
here and you're like, I mean, for those of you who have stones, feel free to throw them at me. Throw them right
My-
in my head.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get the
Oh, there's a funny
outta
video
here.
on YouTube of that. Remind me after the show to look that up. Somebody made a really funny video out of that statement.
Like,
but
are
here's
you kidding
my
me?
stepfather, Joe Costello, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
another walk on. Woo! You better get on in
What
here.
a lovely surprise.
Get on the stool
Thank
and
you,
then,
thank you.
pivot so that you can face the camera.
Camera.
Right there. Yeah, there, Joe Costello. And sit on the stool.
What's up? How you doing,
Wow.
Joe?
What's up?
Nice to
I'm
meet you.
worried.
Jack.
Hi, Joe.
What's your name?
Randy.
Randy.
Hi, Randy.
This is Suds.
I know Suds.
Yeah.
I know.
Joe was
Blitz.
one of the original 4 years ago. Joe was one of the original shows, and now he's moved on to bigger and better things. But here we are.
Here
On
we
the
are. This is
4-year
fantastic.
anniversary show.
I know.
Free parking.
Free parking downtown.
And you're just in time. We're signing off.
Hot and cold running crack cocaine right here in the studio. There. Did you
Oh,
notice?
goodness.
Did you notice? We got a refrigerator. All I got to do is hook up the spigot. I'm the spigot.
I'll be the freeway.
Yeah, I was going to say, where's Freeway, if that's it. Congratulations. 4 years is a monumentous accomplishment. And
Yeah, I
knowing
know that
the
they count
highs
by
and the
fives.
lows. And
When we
the-
do 5 years, and after we've been in here a little while and have all the amenities, we're gonna really
you
tear this
listeners
place
out
up.
there, whatever they've said about the studios, they've understated it. There's no way to overstate what they are doing. This is amazing.
It's
The
nice. It's swanky,
location,
man.
the location could not be
Chic
better.
as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, for
This is
for
is
Joe to be
prime.
impressed.
I know.
This
Yeah.
is-
I'm not a curmudgeon. I'm open
No,
with
but
the compliments.
But Joe is top, man. Joe is top shelf, 4 and 5 star only. Look at the hair. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the
That's right.
look at the hair.
Mhm.
I mean, it does
Each
not, Joe
strand,
does not
dippity
fuck
dude,
around. Right.
separately.
That's right. Each hair has its own individual artist.
Also in need of a haircut right now, but they don't care about
Right
that.
downstairs,
What's going on? So 4
Angela
years.
downstairs, she's great.
The whole downstairs experience is fantastic. The
Sorry,
whole
go ahead.
downstairs experience is incredible.
Everything about
I
well,
almost
this
didn't
block.
make it up. I almost got a drink instead. I got
Yeah.
sucked into one of those
Dude,
bars. You know,
20 more minutes.
Thank you.
20 more minutes. Good. Mickey Burns, happy hour. It's happy hour everywhere. It's Friday.
So this is it, huh?
Yeah. Scoot over.
Yeah, this is it, man.
Scoot closer to the pretty girl so we can
What's
see
up,
your pretty
Suds?
punum.
Yeah, I like
It's
it.
the end, my friend.
Keep scooting over that way so
This
that
is
we
the
can get
end.
you at a better angle. There you go.
Keep on scooting.
There you go. Now you're cooking with kerosene. All right, we look good. We look good on camera.
All right, so what do you guys? What is the
Here, I was about to. I was about to mention. Here, you interrupted me telling a true life joke about my stepfather. He always used to say, "Colored people this," and bigoted cracker. Colored people this, colored people that.
Yeah,
and
I see
said,
you've
and I said,
diversified.
Woody,
That's very good.
Woody, you're not supposed to say colored. You're supposed to say black. And he goes, I just got used to saying colored, so shut up. Get it?
I was under the impression that colored is no longer acceptable.
Right. No, this is a conversation years ago. The point
My-
was he used to all his life he used to say something other than colored. He was very proud of himself that he had
That was
trained
a
himself
step
to
up,
say the
yeah.
word colored.
My
considering where he was from.
7th grade history teacher informed us that the term that is official and acceptable is black.
That was
She said,
and
"Look,
I was talking to
I know
Jack
you
about
boys are confused.
the African American
Black.
thing, and maybe you guys can weigh in on this because my Jamaican friend did not like the term African American because Africa is a multiracial land. He is not from Africa. He's from Jamaica. They fought for their freedom. He's very proud of his Jamaican roots, and he said my nationality is Jamaican. My race is black. I don't know why there's a problem with that. White, black, my nationality is Cuban
Jamaican.
races. So what's African American implied
From
something,
Africa.
right, Africa and of African roots, and he did not identify with Africa. He identified with Jamaica, and he thought, because when you're giving a description, like say somebody mugs you and you're giving a description, what you're talking about is visuals.
Right.
You're not talking about nationality. So you can't say he looked Hispanic. You don't look Hispanic. Hispanics come in all colors and shapes, and you can be Chinese. We have Jubans. We have right. So you can't say they looked Hispanic. It's like they sounded Hispanic. They had a Spanish accent. That's an accurate statement. But otherwise, you got to talk about color. You
I'm
gotta
here
talk about
3 minutes
white,
and we're delving
black,
into the racial.
medium. Well,
I love it. Well, what if you're South African? You're like a
white
white South African, and
blonde
you're
hair and
African.
Charlize
American.
Theron. Charlize Theron is African. She's an African American.
I didn't know
She's
that.
South African. Absolutely. She was born there. She's pretty.
I-
She's a pretty lady.
She wasn't in that movie. They did a good one when she played the murderer.
Monster.
Monster.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. You know what? I saw right through that makeup. I was still kind of hot for her in that movie. It's like, go ahead, kill me, lady. Yeah.
You
see,
seen
check
Barbara Eden lately?
I will climb into Barbara Eden's coffin.
Yeah,
I don't care. She is grandmothered in.
I agree with you.
I don't care what she winds up looking
Jeannie.
like. My memories of Jeannie, it's entirely possible.
No matter
that
who
the
it's
first
with,
time,
I
the first time
dream
that
of
I
Jeannie.
chubbed up,
I
yeah,
agree.
I wet dreamed of Jeannie. So it's possible that it was my first chubby, my first wet dream was looking at Jeannie.
Me too.
It's possible. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact.
But I think mine was Kate Smith.
I should have been Kate Smith. Oh my God.
You had to have lived here. That's a
Yeah. It's just
So the
like
first
Kate
time I masturbated was to Fran Carlton.
She fenced him in.
There's one for you.
I gotta-
Bam!
Well, Fran Carlton. No. I mean,
I thought you said Drescher.
There you go. That's for you too.
now, am I
She's
the
the
only
original.
one?
She's
Wait
the,
a second,
She's
let me
the
think
female
about
Jack LaLanne. She's the first on TV exercise
YouTube
lady.
it, you'll
Fran
see.
Carlton.
How about Daisy Duke? Maybe that might have been a first. Like
Well,
for
you
me,
are
just
a-
passed away.
you're a
little
youngster.
younger.
Daisy Duke.
Daisy Duke just passed away. What?
She died,
Say
yeah.
what? She's dead. Daisy Duke is dead.
Yeah.
Catherine Bach.
She's dead.
But the shorts live on.
Get out.
That's what these guys.
She
are
is
saying.
not.
Yeah, she
Catherine
died.
Bach is not dead.
I don't think she's dead.
Sounds like we have a bet. Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
there
go.
it is.
Google it on the little thing over there. For
Are
those
the
of you who
shorts
don't know,
in the Smithsonian? I bet they are.
probably
Are they?
I don't know.
Well, I'll go now then.
Randy.
Yes.
Joe was my first producer when I started filling in for Neil. The very first show, and then several shows subsequent to that, as I was developing my talk show thing, it was Joe board hopping and producing with me. It was the George and Joe show. So Joe actually saw me shit my pants the very first time that I filled in with Neil.
We got him smoothed
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
though, as you can
Yeah.
tell. You know, we had to.
He saw me. I actually have a video of that still. He's like, I'm all like, you want to talk about white, like anemic, like all the blood had rushed from my face.
Do you know what I found the other day when I was going through old cassette tapes? I found the one day, you may recall, after the big email gate, there was one day that I filled in for Neil.
Yeah.
One day. And very underprepared for that kind of position. But I
As
think
if.
that was done on purpose. You know, let's throw this guy in there to the wolves. And I listened to it, and it was bad. But
Yeah, my first show horrible.
yeah,
Horrendous.
Yeah, but I mean even my voice and
Yeah.
delivery and
Catherine
everything.
Bach
It's
is still
amazing
alive.
how much your voice changes
Sure.
from mid to late 20s to mid to late 30s. It was very, very different.
Indeed. And also in those old pictures, you saw like in 10 years, I aged like 20. It's kind of like being the president those days. And it was because of Greg Reed. I blame Greg Reed and Emailgate and the hostile work environment. Is it too late to sue him?
Yes.
Damn it.
The statute of limitation. What is funny is it's not just them though. Like, there are so many businesses that really are trying very, very hard to not be successful. You go out there, it's amazing how it would be easier to do things to be successful instead of doing things to not be successful. And that was one of those times. I mean, look what has happened.
Yeah, look at them now. Boy, they're just setting the world on fire, although our good friend Miguel still works over there.
He's a salesperson,
back
though.
over there.
He's an independent contractor salesperson.
And indeed he is.
ME Enterprises or whatever it is.
Still in touch with him. Still in touch with a lot of the good people over there. And Lee Flea, the guy that took my job, he has a bed and breakfast in
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica now.
I am aware of that. Talk about running from the business.
Yeah.
Wow.
That son of a bitch. He always fell into a happy bucket of shit.
I don't
He's
even
one of
know
those
what to
guys
say.
Who always came up shining no matter what happened.
Is he the guy that had the rant and wrote the scathing letter?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy who backstabbed this man sitting to my left.
you know,
I
don't care
I got
who
him into
it's
concerts. I took him to Ultra.
I don't care.
Okay,
Fuck
see, it
him.
sounds like all right. This is good.
But that's
to know.
okay. Whatever. You know what? I don't think that even if he wasn't there to play the role that he did, it would have been played by somebody else. The role of the backstabber today will be played by someone else instead,
It
because Greg
just-
Reed wanted to fire me, and that was it, and there was no stopping it.
It sure looked like it because from the outside, I was just listening at
They were
the time. like,
firing
how
the
could it
show.
not
They were
be? How could it not
dismantling
be?
the show. They were firing the show. They wanted Neil out. They had that consultant that said, "You people are crazy having this guy on the air. It's not an all-sports show. You want to be an all-sports station. He's costing you a lot of money." Blah, 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 and he's
And look
insulting
how
you."
well that all worked.
Yeah.
We got a .3.
Look at them now.
All of them, everything, everywhere, all
Everywhere.
the stations. They're all done. They're all gone. No one has a talent. You know, this guy Cilio, who I don't know him as a person,
Dan.
but he is now reemerged on a 640, even temporarily. And the point is, it's like 8 dudes, and they're constantly being recycled, and there's no new talent, and they don't have anyone that can crack through. And there are some people that are nice people, and some people that are less nice, but I don't think anyone is big time enough. And when you think about who you guys used to work with, and Neil and those guys, it's like, come on. What
Sit
are we
up-
talking
sit up
about?
closer, we can't
I'm
see
sitting
you.
up.
You
This
gotta
is
pay
it.
for
How
that,
can I
Joe,
look
that's
cool if
why.
I'm sitting up?
Okay, well, you're not on camera. Look at yourself over there.
Should we trade chairs?
Are we on a? Oh, look at that!
We have a monitor. I know. I know.
Oh, okay.
Moving on up.
It's fancy.
To the
How
east
about
side
this?
of Hollywood.
There we go.
To a deluxe office in the sky high. And George's high.
Among
Yeah,
the Mad
not
Men
before work,
viewers,
Joe.
how's that
am I
different
only
than before?
one who noticed that Don Draper is banging Velma from Scooby Doo?
Wow.
I stopped watching. I was
Oh,
going to
is
get to
what
that.
happened now?
Mad Men. Can't.
He's banging Velma.
I watched like the first 2 seasons and then they waited too long. They lost
It didn't keep what was interesting to me. It just they went into the new place and this and that, and it lost me. And I'm sorry, and I didn't want to. I watched the first 3 episodes of this last season. I'm like, and then because I don't have a lot of time to watch stuff, it just got away from me. Everything that you have to watch religiously: Game of Thrones.
Got it. I'm up to speed.
Boardwalk Empire.
I'm not
right?
up to speed.
Breaking Bad is religious. You got to. No,
not
you got
up
to.
to speed.
A couple
I
weeks
hear
that's
Magic
coming
City
back.
is
Joe-
great. I
Joe,
don't have stars.
Breaking Bad is the best thing that's ever been on television in the history of electricity.
It actually is.
Yeah. Well written, well acted, and just full of surprises. You'll watch that thing dry mouth. You'll forget to breathe. It's so good. You'll be so riveted you'll forget to breathe. You just
Does that show also take place in South Florida?
no,
Oh.
but it ought to. It's like in Arizona or something.
thinking
Right?
of
But if you're
Blades.
feeling
I mean, there's so many
really
shows that
good
take place down here.
and want to get depressed just as immediately, Breaking Bad, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh, it's-
exactly what I'm
It's
looking
ready-
for.
Now I gotta watch Magic City. Jack mentioned Magic City, and I gotta catch up on that. That's my new. I'm gonna marathon that because it is about us.
I have seen one
Jewish
episode
mob.
of Magic City. I love the sets, where they go. They always go to the coolest, hottest spots in South Florida, cool places, like that bar at the Yankee Clipper, which I like, which is the swimming pool. You look out the window, very old school. Just all the old school Fort Lauderdale, South Florida places. I have no idea about anything else other than, boy, they got cool places to shoot from.
It's
I
about the
was-
Jewish mob.
I was in an episode of Magic City and I still haven't seen the show.
Really? I was an extra on that.
I
I was an
haven't
extra in
seen
that
it.
movie, and I wasn't, and it didn't show me. I was a roller skating extra in that bad movie Rock of Ages, and I didn't make it. I didn't make
I
the
was
cut.
an extra
Oh.
on Burn Notice.
Were you a burn victim?
No, I was sitting at a swimming pool at the Fountain Blue.
Did you get to see yourself?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I
But
was
just
in the background.
look at all the
You know what's funny about
inspiration
Magic City?
South Florida brings.
That's
all
right.
These stories being filmed down here.
Yeah.
It's one of the
Flipper.
few shows I've seen James Caan on.
Sons of
where he
Anarchy.
actually
No, I don't
plays
like.
a
I didn't like
Jew.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get into it. Sorry, we're headphones. These noise canceling headphones. I can't.
So
hear
what's the
anybody
big plan
off
for
mic.
this place there, Georgie? I mean, I don't want to take us off topic, but
Uh,
look at this place.
Try
This
to
is
make
palatial.
the rent. That's my big plan. I haven't thought further than that. Just try to make
I
the
think
rent.
that's a great plan.
I mean, and if I do that, then I got another plan. Make enough money to buy beer after the show.
I think
Yeah,
that's
see, it's just like
you got a good flow chart of
verbal-
ideas right
Mhm,
there.
Exactly.
Make the
If
rent
I-
by beer.
Rent
Right.
beer.
Make the rent by beer. Make the rent, and then if I make more money than that, then buy cocaine. There you go. Jack said it. See, here's the thing: the landlords here, and I guess they smelled me or something like that. And grumpy guy. It's not the landlord; it's the manager. Danny, how you doing out there, Danny? He's like, we've had other producer types, music studios and things, and they're always up there late at night, and you can smell the weed coming out of there. We don't want any weed smoking in here. And I went, okay, we'll just keep it to alcohol and coke.
That's
things you
fine.
can't
Yeah.
smell. So we do have the smoking bridge over there. So if you want to smoke crack or weed, we go out to the smoking bridge. But the coke, right here, right on the table, man. Got the little drawer right here.
the
and all
crack fridge.
So just like all the other radio stations.
Just like all the other radio stations. That's why cocaine is so very popular in radio, is because you can't smell it. Well, if you put your nose right up to it, it smells great.
One day in the future.
I said,
Can you get a closer whiff, please?
yeah, I don't like it just the way it smells. Speaking of Billy Corbin.
No, sales of Coke go sky high up north when summer comes up because you know why? Bikini season.
Oh,
yeah,
that makes sense.
Need to drop about 20 pounds, you know.
Oh. How do you know about that, Suds? Is there like an index that you
Suds
look
is
on,
old.
you know,
I saw it on YouTube.
Oh.
There you go. Like everything else. Oh, look, and here's the stupid commercial that they play on the video thing. We're going to try that YouTube live. We just need to figure it out. We write it on my things to do. Jack.
Again, I don't
YouTube,
know how it
YouTube
is.
live stream. I don't know. Write that on
Give it a shot. I think Nicole just started using it. It might be good.
I hear her promoting
It's
it
gotta
on
be better
there.
than
I just
Ustream.
don't know how it's done. We gotta do things. We got
And
lots
they're
of things. This is my to-do list, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all. I'm like trying to find the end of it. Here it is. There's the end down there. Right down, getting live on YouTube and ditching this Ustream
mine.
thing once and for all. And another thing, the Ustream keeps changing. We used to have like a whole lot of storage on there, and then they said, oh no, only 10 gigs unless you pay this much a month. And I understand everybody wants to make money.
Pay station.
So we got to go away because we want to make money also. We don't want to pay anybody any money.
Right.
Not to be on there. I mean, we don't charge people to listen to this. I put my archives up for money because and that's a love thing. Just go to YouTube. I put this show on YouTube for free. Just download the audio from YouTube. If you just want the convenience of downloading the audio right to your pod, that's 99 cents. Guess how much? By the way, they changed the structure. They were bought out. The Tiny Pay company was bought out by Facebook.
Yeah. Is that what happened?
So now Facebook gets 5 cents. So now I get, of the 99 cents, I get 61 cents. Or
Really?
actually, the company gets 61 cents because now part of this whole new structure is I don't just get all
Does
the money.
that ever work though? I mean, can you say that worked for you? I like how you're using it. Put any money in your pocket that was of any consequence.
I wouldn't call it consequent. It pays for the stream.
Okay.
How's that?
There, that's nice.
And it all goes right into the PayPal, and the
I
stream money
think-
comes into PayPal, so I don't have to put money into the PayPal.
I
have to
think
pay
for
the
listeners who want to go back and listen to something that's very old in the archive that would be an inconvenience for you to host, it's only right that they should
But
have to pay 99
not all the shows
cents.
are on YouTube either, so it's all the older stuff. And I got older stuff still to post on there. So
Well, you definitely have a
there you go.
library of
But
content.
that's a thing for the interns. There are a lot of ways. Once you do a live radio show, and we're live audio and video, but once you do it, there are lots of ways to disseminate that to the public. You can put it out there for free in a variety of ways, and you can put it up for sale in a variety of ways, audio or video. So that's part of y'all's education.
Wonderful.
Okay. Nice.
Well, I see we're getting
Say
close
y'all
to
in
the
South-
top of the hour, and I just want to
Oh,
say
because
that
mine
now that I've seen, my eyes are wide open. This is great. 4 years, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
That's
man.
very impressive.
Senior
Thank you.
year.
Impressive.
You are, yes.
Most impressive.
Right, perfect example. Could have gone to high school in that time.
I think
you were at the groundbreaking.
Listen,
I
all right.
was
I-
there.
Here's this. I'm looking at the shelves over there. I'm thinking, I do want to bring my booze carousel over here. But that doesn't mean that all the employees can just go and grab drinks that I bring that are in the fridge or out here all the time. If you want to make yourself some cocktails, fine, go ahead. But then, you know, it's going to be a community potluck bar. Bring a bottle or something every now and then. Bring some water. Bring some
Kava?
bring some tonic. Kava.
Some Verners.
Ooh, wow.
Ooh,
we got
burners, blah, blah, boom.
That sounds like an inside
Hey,
joke.
we got a kava bar right down the block over here, just 1 block away if you want to spend a lot of money drinking mud.
And they have that forest in there, right? It's like crazy trees inside there. I've
It's
been in there.
wonderful in
Yeah.
there.
It's
You know what would be
magical.
cool about that? If that place served alcohol, it would be so cool to hang out in there.
I agree.
You know?
I was
It's
in there
really-
for 10 minutes.
It's like
and-
being on the inside of a tree. It's like where, like, this is like Bilbo Baggins' house inside of here, and it's great. Like, got tree roots and everything. So we did it. We pulled it off. Was it the organized chaos that I said it was? I said it's going to be very,
Absolutely.
very chaotic, and that's why people listen to this show.
And a great time.
All 12 of them. Thank you very much for being with us. Hopefully, we'll be back next week and with some sort of an experimental incarnation of the show.
I'll be
from
behind
the studios.
the
Randy will be
buttons.
here. Jack will be here. Maybe Joe will come in. We'll just grab people off the street. Jack's going to be the man on the street, not interviewing people. He's just going to lay out there in the middle of the street. And we're going to put a camera on him.
Well, I definitely feel
see what happens.
I
It's
feel
gonna
like
be good. I like that idea a lot.
He's going to get hit by a car, and then when the cop stops him, he goes, he's black. I thought he was a speed bump.
being stabbed on the way in seems a lot less likely now.
Even that
So
job,
that's
job
good.
is hard to get.
No, well, the only person who gets stabbed by is George because he has all the knives.
I have 5.
5 of them.
My mafia name, Joe. I was going with Joey Five Knives. Think of a different name other than Joey. I just can't think of it.
Tony.
Tony's so common though. Like
Why
Tony
does it have to
Soprano.
be an Italian American sounding name? What's with that?
My mafia name
You
has
know?
to be Italian American
You know,
sounding.
Perpetuating the negative stereotype.
Because you're already Joey, so maybe I
Geppetto.
should use
Geppetto
that. Vinny.
Five.
Vinny Five
Geppetto.
Knives. She's got a Geppetto. Is that because I'm always carving on my wood?
There was a restaurant called Geppetto's right here on the circle.
that's
I
right.
think
It
it
was
works
good,
out.
too.
Go with Geppetto.
I like
Okay.
Geppetto.
We're about the song's about to start. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Randy.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Suds, of course.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Boca Brit. Thank you, Jack Charles, aka Jack Frost. Thank you, Chris Hudspeth. Thank you, Dan Santoro, for lunch. What did he get? Yeah, Jack ate all the pizza. Don't even look at me over here. Although I have a salad in the fridge there for later. Thank you, everybody. We've got the She Play. She's only rockandroll.com. She Play coming up next on SoFloRadio.com.
I want to die, everybody!
This is the South Florida Radio Network.